Hello, everyone. Say hi, gang.
Hi.
Hello.
So excited. Welcome, Bounce House. Welcome, everyone, to episode 3, our finale of this wonderful story, Monster Hunters Club. Thank you for being with us along this journey so far. We hope that we wrap it up very excitingly. So I think we are in for a treat. So before we say hello to this cast, a few things, of course. Thank you for being here. If you'd like to support us in this game, there are a few ways to do so, including subscriptions, gifted subscriptions, donations, and bits. Every sub, every donation of $5 or bits, I think 500 bits, will get one Benny for the group. If you would like to help the GM, she doesn't need any more help, but if you would like to, you can designate one of those donations to her. And right below Candace, you will see that count of bennies for us, the players, and the GM. So those allow us to make rerolls and whatnot as we wish. Otherwise, tell your friends to come hang out with us. That is always one of the best ways to help. We appreciate you being here. Let's say hello to who we got. Danny, say hello.
Hey everybody, I'm Danny B. I'm going to be playing Reggie tonight, and I am so excited to see what we're going to find tonight.
Thank you so much for being here. All right, let's go next door to Allegra.
Hey, I'm Allegra. I'm playing AJ. I'm deeply terrified of what we're gonna find tonight, but in the happy, excited way.
Indeed. All right, on the end there, Allison.
Hey everyone, I'm Allison. I'm going to be playing Lisa, the goody two shoes. And I think Lisa is more terrified of getting in trouble by an adult than any monster they could run into. She's still a little skeptical, so we'll see. We'll see what happens to Lisa's worldview.
Good chance for either of those things tonight, I think. Yeah. All right, I am Todd Moonbounce. Thank you all for being here. I am playing Benji, the inventive gadgeteer. Hopefully going to bust out some of those inventions and things tonight. We will see. So, Candace, before I throw it over to you, say hello and take us into the game. I have started the giveaway. We have 3 copies tonight. One of our copies last week did not get redeemed, so we're throwing that back in the pot. We have 3 copies of the game to give away. Just exclamation point MHC in the chat, and at the end of the game, we will draw that. You do need to be here, so stick around and have a chance to win this wonderful setting. So, all right, Candace, say hello, and then take it away.
Hello, everybody. Candace Magnificent, your GM for this evening. Thank you so much for being with us over these 3 amazing episodes. Epic conclusion tonight. Lots of stress for everybody, including me. So let's get to it. Brief background on where we left off. The kids went out. They talked to Elle Lawson, the girl who actually knew the deceased, Brett. They had a conversation with her at her job at Soundwaves, and then also went to go kind of get downloaded on what might be going on the pier with Dot, the clown, the female clown that was outside of the record shop. The kids found out that they should go and talk to Mr. Jingles, who is the mime. And once they did that, it led them directly to Freckles, a really creepy and mean, shitty, big, beefy clown that lured them into a horrifying maze. The kids were super brave. They got through the maze unscathed, despite my best efforts, foiled again. And I believe that you guys ended up going in through the employee exit and around a little bend and found yourselves in this giant warehouse where there's a lot of like carnival refuse and trash and things like that. And saw Mr. Jingles kind of lugging something inside. He met up with Freckles, and they went deeper inside of the underneath of this amusement park. So that was previously on Monster Hunters Club. This week, we're gonna pick right back up where you guys left off. No time has passed. You guys are standing right here. Let me do a long press. Actually, can you pull up the map for me?
The warehouse one?
Yeah.
I can. Do you want all of us in there?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So you guys are in this warehouse. As you look around, you can see you can kind of make out certain things. The stuff that you're kind of closer to up at the left, at the top left, you guys are near some bumper cars. When the two clowns came in and were talking earlier, you guys kind of hid behind this giant kind of dome that's like a big clown head with a real creepy face that looks all busted and broken and old. You were able to kind of just like sneak behind that right as they were coming in, heard them kind of mumbling to each other, and then saw them disappear into the door at the other end of this warehouse. Now that you guys are in here, you can, through that one door that Jingles came through, there was some moonlight kind of coming in from there, and you guys were able to smell the beach and, the smell of the ocean and everything, and see some of the sand. It's like right there on the sand that it kind of lets out in like the concrete block that leads out onto the shoreline. And as soon as the door closed, you guys are kind of plunged into darkness. It's not pitch black in here. There's definitely some safety lights and things like that, like hazard lights on, but it's definitely, it's not so dim that you'll have negatives, but you will need to like roll to notice certain things that might be a little bit blurred.
I don't know, anybody got a flashlight? I think I got.
Yeah, I do, and I'll click it back on.
Okay.
Start shining it around, looking.
I'm gonna put you guys up here, since that is.
Did we come in that left door?
You came out of there, yeah. Right. So you guys kind of are looking around. You're shining your flashlights and stuff. The first thing that you see is that right behind this clown head, I'll do a long press. There's just like some supply shelves. Nothing really too crazy. I want to say you guys can see about 5 or 6 feet in front of you with your flashlights.
You said that
Map's not even loading for me.
Try hitting refresh. Sometimes you have to.
F5 there, Danny.
Yeah.
I don't have a site token. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
You do not own any token with vision in this scene.
Oh, I'll
get that
take
too.
care of you.
Thank you. I was like, it's really dark in this warehouse, guys.
How's that? That work?
It's thinking.
Okay. Carry on, Candace. We'll get
Sure,
this figured out. Yeah.
So you guys can see about 5 to 6 feet in front of you, as you guys are kind of just roaming around. It's pretty big in here. It's not, the size of like an industrial warehouse by any stretch. But you can see that they've kind of used up the space underneath all these amusement attractions pretty well. Where do we want to go? Feel free to move yourselves around on the map. Or let me know if you want to look at anything.
All right. It was Mountain Me. It wasn't just Danny.
You said that the other clown was dragging something in.
Yeah, he dragged in, like he had some bags with him that you guys could kind of see. And he dropped them off by the dumpster.
I want to go look in them.
Going to the dumpster?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lisa will say, "Be careful, AJ.
It's
just trash. Back."
I'll follow along. There's probably. I wonder what's in there.
Probably some junk or maybe a body.
I just want to check around where we are since those two are going over there. I don't want to leave Lisa.
Okay.
I'll leave them my flashlight
here?
so they can see.
And Lisa, where are you going?
I think Lisa will stick with Reggie. She's looking wildly around for an adult that she can trust. It is a very unpleasant situation, and she's just looking for something familiar or not scary in this environment.
So, AJ and Benji, as you guys kind of move over to the trash can, you can see like it looks really dingy and gross, kind of like the rest of this place. It's clear that nobody really keeps this place up at all or does any kind of maintenance whatsoever in this room. Go ahead and roll me notice to see if you notice anything strange or maybe smell or hear anything strange.
Not the way to start out the session, boys and girls.
I mean, it is for me.
Critical fail for Benji.
First roll. This is going to be
First
great.
roll, exactly.
I've forgotten how to play this game over the last 6 days.
No worries. You're going to roll your wild die and then your notice die.
12.
12. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are shining your flashlight around and you can see like 2 or 3 bags right in front of you that kind of look like they're a little damp, like freshly damp, like they might have been brought in from outside with the humidity. You're kind of like trying to make it out. It looks like they're just, have a simple knot at the top. But it's clear that someone's tried to like put like a tarp on top of these bags. Do you uncover it?
Yeah.
So you pull it back, and you start like kind of trying to make out what's in there. Benji, AJ pulls it back, right? They take the tarp off of the top of these bags, and you're trying to look, and you can't really see, and you're trying to maneuver, and you fail to recognize that there's something like there's like a big like piece of like cardboard or some kind of refuse that gets caught up under your foot, and you go tumbling headfirst into this trash.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no.
Just-
Are you okay?
what? Oh, it stinks.
Yeah,
It
come here.
Stinks. It's slimy.
Here, get up.
Oh, my vest.
You
So-
can clean it. It's okay.
It's really, really gross. And as you're helping him up, AJ, it's the bags, like the movement of you guys kind of loosens one of the knots on one of the bags. And Benji, you find that your hand kind of slips inside, and your hand is like in this black utility trash bag up to the elbow. And inside you can feel just what feels like a gelatinous kind of squelching, like mushy, wet substance that your hand is just plunged into inside of this bag.
Is this the cleanup bag from the Tilt-A-Whirl?
As you pull it out, you can see your hand is covered in like this nasty, like reddish brown slime.
What
Like
is
it looks kind of
Oh.
translucent, but it's absolutely revolting, and it stinks to high heaven. It kind of smells like you're in advanced science classes. You've had to dissect things before. It smells a little bit like that dead smell that you get. Not really the formaldehyde, but definitely
Okay.
the dead smell that you get from like a fetal pig.
Ew.
There's. Oh, it's so gross.
Okay.
What would? Oh, I don't know what would cause this, or what would be here that would. It would be throwing away. It smells like this.
Maybe it's some dead fish. Maybe it's some dead fish. Just
No,
think
it's
about
not
it like dead fish.
I'm gonna like look around and see if there's anything to like wipe off.
Okay. So since you got a natural one, you look around for something to wipe your hands on, and you see like the tarp has like kind of a canvas underside. So you're able to get your hands clean like on that. But the kind of more that you interact with this, the smell starts to like multiply the more that you disturb this trash. And it starts getting like really, really stinky over there. Like it smells like death.
I'm just gonna at that point I'm gonna just start backing away and reach over with hopefully my other arm that's cleaner, pull out my notebook and just with such reluctance start tearing some pages out, blank pages, and then using that as like, I mean, just I know it's clean and trying to use that to just wipe this away.
You can see on the paper as you're kind of wiping your hands away that there seem to be like weird little like white and red and like black chunks in this stuff. Like you see one that looks like a little greenish, kind of weird, colorful, like bits of mushy, like, I don't know, detritus in this disgusting slime that's all over your hands.
What
AJ,
is this stuff?
what are you thinking right now? You're seeing your friend, his hand is just like disgusting with this stuff. He's struggling to wipe it off.
I think I like dive my hand into my backpack and pull out my water bottle and just start like sprinkling it over his hand, trying to help him wash it off.
Thanks, AJ.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
this is gross.
Oh. What is this?
It smells
Once-
wrong.
Guys, okay?
No.
It's
no.
gross.
Just stay away.
Can Reggie and Lisa smell it where we are?
So at first you guys are kind of not really smelling anything when you're back over by the supply closet, but the closer that you get as you're kind of walking across the room, you see like a bundle of kind of like clothes and stuff like that, like randomly on the ground. Both of you guys, please roll me notice.
Once I get a little cleaned off, I'd like to try and take a little closer look if I can.
Sure.
Maybe a research or something to see if I can have a better idea of what this is.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay.
I got a 7. My
7, okay.
Got a 9
9, all right.
with my alert as well.
So, Reggie, you go over there and you see like a kind of a pile of like clothes or tarps or something, some kind of cloth on the ground. You don't really pay much attention to that. You're too interested in all the lockers. There's like a bunch of like, it almost looks like the lockers at like the skating rink or, you know, your local park, right? Or your local pool where you can put your stuff in and you take the key with you and you put quarters into it. There's like a big one like that, but some of the lockers are closed and some of them are open, but they all have, you know, like the space, like a little slot for the keys to go inside. Lisa, pardon?
Any of them have keys in them?
So some of them, the ones that are open have keys in them, and you can see like they're all open wide, so you can see that they're empty. The ones that are closed don't have keys in them, but they do look very easy to pick.
Right.
Lisa, you're looking around and you see the lockers and everything, and you see, you know, Reggie really interested in these weird lockers. They're all kinds of, you know, they're very like, everything in this room, like I said, is very dingy and old looking. These lockers look like they must be as old as your parents. Like they look like they're from at least the 60s, right? They're not really well kept. Like a lot of the, there's like deep kind of gouges in certain areas where the paint is peeling off. And as you kind of like walk over there and try to get a closer look, you notice that you start smelling this like really powerful smell. It smells kind of like sickly sweet, but also really, really like dark and vile, just nasty. You got a raise, so the smell that's kind of coming to you, you remember there was one year, you know, your parents ran over something in the road on a family vacation. You guys pulled over and you saw that there was some roadkill. It was like a raccoon and it was like almost perfectly preserved, except there was a slice down the middle. And you remember like that smell was so like sweet and just kind of like, it just overtook your senses. You had to take a step back for a minute. Your dad threw up. Like it was really just noxious and gross. This is a lot like that.
Reggie, there's something dead over here. I can smell it.
Something dead?
Something dead.
Is that what that is? That smell?
Might
Yeah.
be something dead over here too.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we check it out before we go over across the room?
She lowers her voice. Is that against the rules?
Yes. Should we check it out anyway?
Maybe. This seems important. I don't think the adults know about this.
And we can find it out and then we can tell the good ones.
Yeah, let's look at it. But maybe we should do safety first. And she'll look around for some gloves or something to put on.
Okay. So you do see like there's like on the end of this locker here, there's like a shelf that has like other little like hanging supplies, and you can see kind of wedged in one of the little hooks is a box of like rubber gloves, like the long ones for cleaning.
She'll put on a pair like she's gearing up for battle and then toss them over to Reggie. All right, let's do this.
Now, where are you two going first? Are you looking at the bundle of clothes, or are you looking at the lockers and trying to get in those?
I think we want to head towards the scent.
Yeah, death lockers.
Yeah.
Death lockers?
Mhm.
Okay. So go ahead. If one of you has thievery or lock picking, go ahead and roll me and see if you can find what's going on in there. While you guys are doing that, we're going to head back over to AJ and to Benji. So Benji, what did you get on your research roll?
Standard success.
Perfect. Okay. So you're over there and you realize that if you kind of just slide the little like knot through the way that your dad taught you how to do all kinds of knots and stuff last summer. If you're able to kind of slide that through its loop, you can open this without a problem. So you're able to just kind of like twirl it and open it up and take a look inside.
I'm gonna hold it up so that it doesn't like tip over on him.
Okay.
One of with the bags you're talking, sorry?
Yeah.
Okay,
You said you
yeah.
wanted to look in the bags, right?
Yeah, yep. Trying to investigate what this stuff is, yep.
Okay. So, AJ, it hits you first. You open this bag and like a wave of nausea comes over you. It is like you can feel like this gorge rise in your throat. It is absolutely an olfactory kind of knockout. Can you do me a favor and roll me your vigor?
Vigor.
Make sure you don't pass out.
Let's see. Ooh, I'm actually pretty okay on vigor. But I got a 4.
Okay. So you have this kind of wave hit you, and for a second you're just unsteady on your feet. You just like sway a little bit and it like hits you in your face, and you're able to just like shake it free. You start thinking about like all the paint smells, right, that are in your house from between you and your dad's, like, and Cassie, like your house has always got weird smells going on. So you're able to just kind of recover and steel yourself and be strong for
This is
Benji.
nothing on a hospital bathroom. This is nothing on a hospital bathroom. This is nothing on a hospital bathroom. This is fine.
Benji, you put your flashlight down into this bag. You see more of that like viscous liquid, but kind of suspended in it and kind of like spilling up over the top. There are these like, it almost looks like there's like something, I don't know, like there's these chunks of flesh. Like they're not like big hunks like somebody like was mauled or anything. It's like they're maybe like an inch thick, and you can't really, like, they're all kind of like mushed up. Like they don't look like they belong on something together. It's just this random bag of like meat and ooze.
What is it?
I think it's just scraps. What is that stuff they throw out for the sharks? Chum?
Chum?
Kind of looks like chum, but it's not fish chum.
Maybe they're trying to train sharks?
Are they feeding people to the sharks?
Maybe they're trying to make killer sharks so no one goes in the water anymore.
I mean, I'm not gonna go into the water anyway, but
I know. Well, I mean, other
I don't
people.
think we need to do.
You guys are just kind of dumbfounded in the face of this just grotesque image in front of you.
Wait. Do you think vampires drink slushies like 7-Eleven slushies? Is this a vampire 7-Eleven slushie?
I don't know.
They have straws. Did you see if they had straws when they came in?
I mean, this is an extra big gulp, that's for sure.
Heading back over to Lisa and Reggie. What did you get on your lockpicking roll?
I got a 5.
Okay. So you start trying a few, right? Going through. Some of them pop open, some of them don't. Lisa, as you're kind of making your way through, you're kind of following up behind Reggie as she like pops them open looking inside, or?
Yeah, I think she would follow her nose and get ready because she remembers what happened with her dad when they found the raccoon. So just like kind of like she's got like one gloved hand on her nose ready to pinch it. And yeah, just kind of following Reggie to suss out where the source is.
Okay. So the closer that you guys get as you're trying to like look at these lockers, you start realizing that you're getting closer and closer and closer to where that smell seems to be coming from. Wave after wave after wave of this like just brutal aroma are just pounding you in the face as you're walking closer and closer to the lockers. You start kind of shining your flashlight on the ground and looking around. Reggie, you pop open every locker that you're popping open, that you're seeing stuff inside. They all kind of look like they have the same amount, like the same kinds of things inside, right? You're finding wallets, you're finding keys, you're finding like personal effects in every single locker that you open.
any of the stuff look disturbed, or can I tell how long any of it's been there?
Yeah, so as you're kind of peeking through all of these things, you definitely start realizing after like the fourth or fifth one that you look into, these are from all types of eras.
Oh wow.
There are some that have, that look like they're maybe, really old, like from the early 1900s, like little, like, wooden soled shoes and things like that. And then you see some things that are more modern, right? You find some Nike sneakers, you find, in one, you find, like a cassette tape in another locker. But it's not, you're not quite sure what you're looking at, but you can definitely tell that there's a variety of eras that are represented the further down you go.
And nothing in the lockers themselves is causing that scent.
You're not getting any fragrance from there at all.
Okay. But it is still real funky over here.
Yeah. Did you want to like reach inside and take a closer look at any?
Yes. Maybe one of the older ones?
Older ones? Okay.
Yeah.
So you go over there and you kind of take a peek inside, and you can see there's like this leather like folio, like this little foldable, it almost looks like a passport holder or something.
Okay.
And when you open it up, there's paperwork inside, and then like a really old picture, like again, early 1900s. There's like an old picture of, you can see he's got like white hair, and he's got like a little white curly mustache. And it says his name is James, right? James Rockmore. And then you see where it says his address, and it says Morganville instead of Gulf Haven. So that gives you an idea of how old it must be. It's definitely older than the name change on the town from the 1960s. And judging from like the look of this picture and what you've seen in school and stuff in history class, it looks like it's maybe like the early, maybe 1919, 1920, somewhere in there maybe.
That's... Reggie's very confused, because even if someone did leave their stuff in a locker for a very long time, it would be emptied at some point. There wouldn't still be, people wouldn't still just be using the other lockers and putting their things in. Something else is going on.
Lisa's looking over Reggie's shoulder, and she's actually a little excited. She's still got her nose pinched with the gloves because of the smell, but through her pinched nose, she's like, "Oh my gosh, that's the archives. The library archives have old photos like this."
Is it that old? This picture's that old? Well, yeah, it is before the town name changed.
Lisa, do you look at any of the lockers yourself?
I think she'd be so excited at this point, and she's just like rummaging through, kind of like on a scavenger hunt of old relics.
Okay. So the further you go, because Reggie keeps kind of popping them open, right? She keeps opening each one, the best of her ability, the ones that will open for her. And as you kind of make your way down the line, you start checking the IDs that are in here, and they go from like paper records, like the one that you saw in the old 1920s kind of looking one. Then you see one that looks like a really early kind of, it's like laminated. It's still paper, but it's laminated. All the way up to the one that has the Nike sneakers inside. That one is actually a plastic card, like the way that you've seen licenses, right? It's relatively, a new thing in town where people have these like nicer, kind of fancier licenses, but you've seen your parents, and it looks a lot like that. And go ahead and roll me notice one more time for this.
All right.
AJ, I think we can put this back. It's so gross.
Oh, it exploded. 15.
Very nice. AJ, you and Benji start kind of wrapping things up and trying to like tuck things away. You can hear the chatter of your friends, like not really your friends. Let's be real. You can hear Lisa going, "Ooh, ah," and making all her school noises, all her like, "I found something interesting," her brilliant sounds.
Lisa's my friend.
Yes. So you recognize this sound.
I'm glad you guys outed yourselves on that.
Let's go see what they're getting into.
Okay.
Can I ask
Careful.
Yeah.
Don't spill it.
Yeah. I'm trying to like wedge it upright again so that it doesn't like spread across the floor.
You are successful. I'm not going to make you roll for that one. You got a raise on your previous roll. As you guys make your way over there, you can hear the two of them talking. Lisa,
You guys find anything?
Lisa, you see the last locker, the one that's like kind of like all the way over here, kind of. It's like one of the first ones that Reggie opened.
Mm-hmm.
You can see these Nikes. They look almost brand new. Like the soles are barely worn. They don't look like a current fashion. They look like a little old fashioned, like you've seen like ads and stuff on, like in the magazines and things like that. These look a little older, but they look almost brand new. And when you flip open the actual like interior of this wallet, right? It's a little Velcro wallet that has like a cool lightning bolt on it. When you flip that open, you see the ID inside. It's somebody that looks like they're about 18 or 19 years old. You look at the date, it's about it, right? They're almost 20 years old. And the picture seems familiar to you. After you kind of like think about it for a little while, you remember you're a reader. You like reading everything that you see. You read the menu at the restaurant, you read the instructions on everything, like you're always reading. And there was one time that you went to the grocery store with your mom and you remember maybe like 4 years ago. So you were little, but you remember seeing like a young person's face on a missing poster. You're pretty sure this is the same face that you saw on that poster. We're looking back at you from this plastic driver's license.
What does it say? What's the name?
It says Ricky Thompson.
I think Lisa will hold it up reverently and say, "This
You've
mystery."
had gloves this whole time?
Oh no, I found these.
Look at this. I'm covered in this. Oh, I can't
So
believe you have
sticky.
gloves.
Sorry, Benji, that's what happens when you jump into action without taking the proper preparations.
Preparation takes so long though, and there are
Always.
vampire clowns following us.
No,
They got
no.
people chum over here.
No, this is a real mystery. This is a mystery of detectives. We could get a detective to help us. Look, this was a missing kid
We can be the detectives.
a couple years ago. We're not old enough. We have to get a college degree first.
We don't have to have a college degree to be a detective. You just have to look for stuff and find stuff and put things together.
Well, then I found this, and she'll show you guys the license.
You're a detective. Congratulations.
If that kid was missing, right? And his stuff is still here, does that mean that all these other people were also missing at some point? What's happened? What happened to these people? Are those
Is there-
Including those bags over there.
Is there a locker for Brett?
people that did that?
I didn't see anything about Brett, but something dead is over here, you guys. It smells really bad.
So AJ and Benji, you guys move through the middle of that room to get over to where Lisa and Reggie are. And for a second, you have this reprieve, right? The sense of reprieve, your nostrils, it's still kind of permeating in there. Like you gotta kind of have like the remainder of that smell in your nose, but it's definitely let up until you start getting closer and closer to the lockers. Then the smell comes back and it smells like even like sweeter and kind of more cloying than the bags did. The bags kind of had a dank odor. This smells, I don't know, almost sugary in its like odor and scent.
This is right.
Yeah, this is
What
bad.
is it? What is it from?
We haven't found anything yet. We just got in the lockers. We're still looking for
And
the
just
scent.
kind of take the flashlight and kind of scan around.
Yeah.
Roll me notice, Benji.
Is there still one unopened locker? Is that correct?
Yes, there's one last locker.
I'm gonna spend a Benny. And take a 5 for a success.
Okay. So you're shining your light around, and you're moving through the room. You're trying to figure out like where in the world that smell is. And as you kind of come along the side here, you trip. You think to yourself, not again. You trip, and when you shine your flashlight down, you can see there's a shoe sticking out from under this big kind of like collection of like rags and tarps and like other fabric that's laying on the floor next to the lockers.
What is this? It's another. Did you guys throw the shoe down here?
No. Is it? What is
It's kind of
all-
like do that slow pan of the flashlight along all the debris and look at it, and then go down and grab at the shoe to pick it up.
Lisa is emboldened and she's like, "Let me see, I'm a detective."
Lisa, you kind of move to the other side of the body, this like area, because Benji, you like grab the shoe and you pull, and it's pretty clear that there is more to the story than that. It's not coming off, and you can feel the weight of like a leg.
They
As
all,
you try to-
like drop me. Oh my god! It's attached.
Okay, it's okay. It's
What is there a person under there?
I think so.
Is that what's
It hasn't been through the grinder yet.
Reggie starts to, I want to see if she can, like, once it starts pulling up the side to see if she can see a person.
Sure. So you start kind of peeling back layer after layer. Lisa, you're trying to move around and kind of maneuver to see what else you can kind of find. And you step and kind of skid a little bit on the ground. And when you shine your flashlight down, you can see that you just stepped in this puddle of like this black goop. But as your shoe kind of spreads it out, you can see it's almost like a dark reddish brown color. And disturbing it has like kind of made another waft of that stink kind of rise up into your face. Reggie, you're pulling back layers and layers and layers of this stuff. As you get further and further down, the rags become more and more bloodstained until you finally get to the last one. It's pretty clear that this is a body. Do you take off the last rag?
Yes, I hold my breath and then yes, I do.
Okay. You pull the rag back, the last tarp, and you can see it looks like it might be a man. It's kind of hard to tell. The body is just mangled. You can see kind of multiple like wounds on its face, on its neck, on its arms. It's wearing kind of a plain outfit, like a green shirt, blue jeans, right? Plain outfit, regular looking, black shoes. But you can see every bit of exposed skin that's there is just like riddled with some kind of like wound or something. The smell just like overpowers all of you guys. This is the first time you've ever seen a dead body. So I'm going to need fear checks from everybody.
There's a chance I've seen a dead body before.
There is, but not in this, not under these circumstances.
I figured.
I will give you a +1 because of your checkered past.
Sick.
Straight fear checks otherwise all around?
Yes.
Oh, is this fear check? How do we
Spirit roll.
Oh, thank you. Yes, with a wild die?
Yes, yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I have a 5 for a success.
Okay.
Ooh, 5 for a success.
Excellent.
5 as well.
All right.
I have an 8, so a raise.
8. Perfect. Okay.
These look they don't look like surgically like precise, wounds. It little more violent than that.
So, Benji, you kind of swallow what's left of that hot dog you had earlier, and you get down kind of close. You're used to being around corpses and carcasses and stuff because you do your science experiments and stuff. Your dad's made sure that you're not afraid of things like this. Too afraid anyway. And as you kind of shine your flashlight down, you recognize little like puncture wounds. But the one like on the arms, right? The ones on the arms look like they have like 8 puncture wounds, like 6 puncture wounds, kind of a random kind of smattering. And then you look at the ones like on the face, those look like they have maybe 4 or 3 puncture wounds. And then when you look at the neck, you can see that there's puncture wounds there that are just the 2. The same as you've heard about on Brett's body, right? The 2 puncture wounds in his neck. But these look rough and kind of ragged. They don't look clean the way that like you imagine, they should look if it were a vampire or something like that. It looks messy.
Bring attention to all that. Look at all these punctures. Like they're on the neck. There's the 2. But look at, they're so, it's wild, like not precise, but look, but here there's like 3 here, there's 6 over here. Like vampires don't have, they wouldn't keep sinking teeth in like that, would they?
I think Lisa looks at AJ, newly hopeful that AJ is a vampire expert. Like this is the first time that Lisa is like looking for information about this. Yeah, do they, AJ?
AJ was on the verge of admitting they didn't think it was a vampire anymore. And then as soon as Lisa said, do they, AJ, they try to like button up because they're technically the oldest and like straighten up. For my research, they have lots of teeth, just like people do. And there are some vampires that have more sharp teeth than other ones. So some of them file their teeth no idea if this is true. Some of them file their teeth down. They can only suck blood through 2 of them, though. 2 of them are hollow, and that's how they suck the blood up.
Why would they puncture multiple times? What?
Why
The
did
book. Who has the book?
If Lisa had something to write this down with, she would be taking notes on everything AJ's saying. As is, she's just like nodding and listening carefully. Okay, to filing the teeth. Okay. I'm sorry, AJ.
Lisa, do you have the book? Who has the book? The monster book.
I do. Okay, I'll sit down too close to the body. Like, I shouldn't be this comfortable sitting this close to a body.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll pull out the book and start flipping through to find bitey things.
Okay.
Is that a research?
Yes. If you have
Okay.
research, you can roll that. That's perfect.
Sweet.
I think while AJ is looking at the book, Reggie just wants to speak to the group. If this is the same thing that killed Brett, why did he only have 2 bites on him? We didn't hear about any other ones.
No,
What's
I mean, we didn't see it.
we didn't see it, but they surely where they would have noticed.
Davey,
multiple
well, Davey
wounds.
might not have only seen the neck, depending on when he saw him.
I wonder if Davey interrupted something.
Because why? We think that, like, the police or somebody took Brett, right? Like, they took the body in. That's how they knew.
Yeah.
Maybe he did. Maybe he was on his way to the grinder. And
They found him early? I got an 11 on research also.
You flip through the pages of this book. You're able to kind of find the Wendigo page again. The Wendigo's teeth are sharp, and they do tend to maul people, but it's more of like a tearing than precise wounds. You see, the page with the vampire. It definitely confirms that vampire bites. There's even a little illustration in there. 2 clean puncture wounds. You start kind of flipping through and trying to find something. And like all the way in the back of the book, there's a chapter that says Unsolved Mysteries. And you can see there's like all kinds of illustrations of like just weird creatures and stuff. It doesn't really talk about what they might do or anything like that. It's more just kind of a bestiary of like random weird things. Benji, as you're kind of looking around, now that you're just like really cautious about what you're walking through, you're like looking at the floor, trying to make sure that you're not gonna have another spill or see anything else that's horrifying. You kind of come across some dots on the ground. They look like they're like a reddish brown color, and they look like they're leading up to the door where Freckles and Mr. Jingles just were.
what, like blood droplets?
That's what it looks like to you.
Okay.
Up where I did the long press,
Yep.
that's where the door is going to be.
I just kind of, once again, take the flashlight as I notice that and just trying to follow the trail. Look at guys, there's a trail. I think, can I tell, from my forensic science, do the drops look like they're coming or going? With the body, I kind of assume that they probably were coming and ended here.
Okay. Roll me research.
As he's doing that, can I be looking through the book for aquatic creatures since the bags were wet and since we're close to the beach?
Absolutely.
I have a 4 for success.
A 4. So you're looking at it and you're not like positive that this is it. Like you know a good amount about this subject, as we've already kind of covered, but like it's kind of hard to tell. Some of them are a little bit smudged, but it looks like the streaks that you're seeing are like the body was brought here, not that this is where it happened. I mean, even looking at the floor, like the amount of blood like that Lisa had just slipped in, now that you're kind of seeing it all kind of laid out like that, you know that there should be a lot more blood there. There should be like a pool of it if this person, had bled out in this area.
This person was definitely brought here. There probably should be more blood.
Hey, Reggie,
Yeah?
can you open the last locker?
Yeah, that's what I want to do now.
Reggie, you go over and you pop the last locker. It's easier to open than the other ones. You go inside and you find a composition notebook a wallet, and then you also find kind of like this this like weird kind of comic book that's in there. It's like a Monster of the Week kind of Tales from the Crypt type thing. Not the same edition as the one that that hot dog cart guy was reading, right? Not the same version of that, maybe an earlier copy. It looks well worn though. You can see like little finger marks at the edges of the pages, and like the pages are a little bit worn out. Like some of the print looks like it's missing, like it's been read a bunch of times. And when you open up the wallet, the face inside looking back at you is Brett's. When you flip through the composition notebook, you see all these beautiful sketches inside, all of them signed by him. One of them is just like a still life of like the pier and some fauna. One of them is like a little pelican that might have come aloft, like, you know, that you guys remember he wanted to go to the beach, like him and Ellie used to hang down there all the time. Elle told you they used to kind of take walks and stuff. And then one of the last illustrations that you see, it's not finished. The face isn't done, but you can see from the large oversized army green jacket, it's colored in with colored pencils, and like the big swath of like full bushy curly hair, that it's definitely an illustration of Elle.
Oh.
So AJ, you're trying to find out more information about some sea creatures. You see a page of this fish man, right? It's like it says just fish man, and underneath the description says, you know, currently unnamed. This creature is known to, you know, take victims back into a watery grave. It sometimes hunts on land, but most of the time pulls their victims back to, you know, like a cave or a cavern or something like that, where they would normally reside and kind of set up shop. They're solitary creatures. There's usually only one of them. And they do drain their victims and eat their flesh. And you can see the picture of the creature like feeding. There's like an arm that's just like a hand, bone, and then the rest of a regular arm. Like it's gnawed all the flesh off of the bone.
Wow. I kind of turn it around to show the rest of them. My primary suspect is still a vampire, but as a secondary suspect, I present to you Fishman.
What?
Lisa is ready to believe, and she's like, okay, so we have to not go by the water, right, AJ?
Probably, yeah. Because it says that they pull their victims into the water. Or it also talks about caverns and caves, so I'm wondering if maybe it was attacking Brett and then it thought the pier was a cavern or a cave, so it pulled him under there to chomp on him. And he was in a net! He was in a net!
This is why you don't go in the water.
Is that really why you don't go in the water, Benji?
It's... Yeah. Yeah.
Smart. Guys, what if we go to a library and look up some of these other people and see if they were swimming when they went missing?
I don't think we have time, Lisa.
Well, the library's closed right now, but it opens at 6
That
a.m.
too.
sharp, and the librarian knows me, and so I can get in a little early, you know?
That's good, but also I think they're working for the fishmen.
Really?
Well, why else would they have chum? People chum? So we have
Benji-
to catch him in the act.
Reggie wants to start kind of inching towards the door slowly to see if she can hear any kind of conversation coming out.
Okay. So you kind of head over there, you pass like some random like oil drums and things like that, and you kind of sneak around here to stand and get a little bit of cover behind this. You're trying to listen, and you don't really hear anything. You can hear like the low hum of the AC unit that's probably somewhere up above you. You can see, you know, there's like a little like window in this door. You can see some light coming through from the hallway. When you peek your head around the corner, you don't see anybody there.
I don't know if they're still in there. Is it just a room or is it a hallway that goes to other places? They're not right here.
You can see from where you're standing, it looks like a hallway.
What do you see?
It's just an empty hallway. It's an empty hallway, right? I don't see anyone in there. It's
Yes,
empty.
I won't trick you.
There's probably another
It's probably
another room where they, you know, the grinder.
Well, if they're working for the Fishman, then there must be a reason. I mean, why would they do this?
Is there anything else in the room that we haven't checked yet?
No, you guys have seen everything that's in this room. You kind of shine your flashlight around and give it like one last look. There's nothing else in here that, draws your eye.
Any of the identifying documents that have been left in the lockers, I'm going to start just shoving them in my backpack so we can try and find them later.
Okay. Yep, you do
Wait.
that.
Lisa will hold on to the picture of the oldest guy, from like the 20s, or the first one that we found. And she'll show it to AJ and then kind of show it around and say, and if they are working for the Fishmen, I mean, they've got to be really old. Or maybe their grandparents did this too, which is really weird.
A family business.
Wait, do you think that this person missing is working for them?
No, whoever is doing this, maybe the clowns, or...
Right, yeah, okay.
I knew clowns were bad.
These people are the victims.
Yeah, it's just, it looks like this has been happening a long time, and Freckles didn't look that old. I mean, it was kind of hard to tell, though.
Reggie's just thinking about all the things that she's seen and how easy it is for her to disappear in her family, and wondering if these people who stuff is behind were also people who were so easily overlooked, and she's real bothered by this.
Yeah, you definitely got that sense. That's dead on. That feeling starts to kind of grow when you look back at your friends. You know that Lisa has her share of, issues and stuff, but her parents would notice if she was gone. She's an only child, right? Benji has an older brother. AJ has a whole family, but you're the middle child, and your house is busy, and there's always extra kids in there, and it's the place to be. And there have definitely been times when like dinner's been called and you're the last to the table and everyone started eating or something like that. So you get a little freaked out, and the walls start to sort of feel like they're closing in on you a little bit. You guys see Reggie over by the door. Lisa, you know her the best. When you look over at your friend, like you're trying to shine your flashlight, you can see her kind of crouched, like in this kind of like huddled position. She's usually very kind of proud and strong, and she walks around with her squared shoulders. She's a jock, like she's tough. But right now your friend looks real scared.
I think Lisa will just walk up and place a hand on her shoulder and shine the flashlight almost protectively at every little dark corner, just trying to show her that there's nothing there. And she doesn't say anything, though. She just kind of squeezes her shoulder.
Okay.
I think Reggie just says, kind of under her breath, no one really thought about those people. No one really thinks about me either.
Lisa looks at her sharply. That's just not true. That's not true. I think about you. You're my friend.
You're my friend too.
We're going to get through this.
We should go down the hallway, guys. I don't think there's anywhere else to go.
We could go home. We could have a real sleepover. Come on, Reggie, let's make some popcorn.
Lisa, we're detectives now.
She looks back at the dead body, looks at the dark hallway.
The mystery.
We have a responsibility.
These people, they deserve, someone has to hear about them. We can't just leave.
Okay.
Maybe we can find their families after and return their stuff to them.
Yeah.
All right. You're right. And I have to tell the detectives about this. I mean, how else are they going to detectivize me?
Exactly. And you need to know everything to tell them, so we gotta keep going.
Okay. Popcorn sounds really good, though. And she squeezes Reggie's shoulder again and
No.
steps into the dark hallway.
I don't have any appetite. Ugh.
That's fair.
So Benji, if you can take that,
Yeah.
reveal that there. So you guys kind of get into this hallway, and you can see it's fairly well lit. It's clear that, this is also in disrepair, very similar to the rest of this facility. The floor looks kind of worn out. The lights are flickering a little bit, but they're on. It's not dark at all. You guys can see perfectly well inside here. It's definitely a little creepy having seen what you've seen tonight. But ordinarily it would probably just be a little gross. As you kind of start walking down the hallway, You can see ahead of you that there's like a curve, like a little bend at the end there that would lead around a corner. And as you kind of march closer, you can see there's like some doors that are off to your right-hand side, if you can reveal those two.
Reveal the whole room, or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably pull up right to the. Are they closed doors? Is it an open?
So they're both closed doors.
Okay.
The one, if you want to remove the one on the left and not the right, you can. The one right to your right, Benji, you look over. There's some big windows in these doors. They're double doors that look like they open outward. There's really, really big windows inside. So you can look right straight through. Everybody roll me stealth.
Ooh. Got an ace, and again.
Can I use my edge right now? I have an edge of stealth. Would I be using that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So nobody but your friends are looking at you, and in my book that they don't count. Like
Perfect.
They always know where you are. So
I'm gonna use a Benny.
okay.
Got a 15.
Rolled a 4.
Right.
I also rolled a 4.
Okay.
Okay.
How many times did that dice explode?
3.
Nice.
Dude.
I got I can do math. I can, but I'm excited. I got a 22.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Okay.
Yo.
So you lead the charge, Reggie. Like Benji is kind of skulking around and he's doing a good job. You can see he's kind of low. He's got like a real good pace going. But like this moment of feeling invisible that just kind of overtook you in the warehouse, it's got you feeling like you can do anything. You know, you're like, man, this is my superpower. I can be invisible if I need to.
I come up to the window and I like slowly peek and I turn and I'm like, okay. And just turn back and Reggie's there like, holy, what?
He's looking at.
So Lisa and AJ, you guys are like too nervous. You're just like trying to just be under the window, right? But AJ and Benji, you guys peek your heads up like right above the lip of that bottom of the window. And you can see inside, there's like some regular people. You guys see the guy that's like the Italian guy that was out there doing his tricks and stuff like that. He's drinking like from a little teeny tiny cup of coffee. And then there's Dot is there. You can see that she's kind of like put on, like regular street clothes. She's still got her clown face on, but they're just kind of talking and stuff like that, enjoying each other, laughing and things like that.
Like, as soon as I see, like I duck right down immediately.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So you guys kind of get the sense that like this room is super well lit. There's nothing really scary in here. You can hear them just like laughing and chuckling together. And Benji, when you look down at the ground, you can see a couple more like of those drips in the hallway. They're not so pronounced that somebody would notice them because obviously there's regular, people, everyday people working in here. You don't know if it's all a big system or if there's just some people. So you can see that some of the drips, it looks like someone might have wiped up most of it, but there's a few like on the baseboards. You can see some splashes and things like that.
Do they seem to go into any of these side rooms or continue down the hall?
So you do not see them going into any of the side rooms at all. You can see kind of like a little bit like near the edge of the door that's next to the break room, but you don't see anywhere near the break room. Like they just kind of sweep right by.
So this is a staff lounge?
Yeah.
I think it's a break room, yeah.
With the bodies right there. Are you serious?
We should tell them. They can help us.
No.
But they can help us.
We don't know who to trust.
They could be in on it.
There's a body right there and other things that he put his hand fully into.
I think there's another room. I'm gonna like get like extra low and go past this doorway and then same thing, get to those other doors, assuming there's windows on these as well, and do kind of same quick peek.
So this door doesn't have any window on the outside. Okay. It's just a plain door. Do you open it?
I'll look back and just kind of get an opinion. Like, what? Should we check this out?
We should listen first, see if anyone's talking.
We can duck in, kind of like a knock zoom kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can try that if you want. Do you want to ring and run?
Where we just run back in.
Where are we gonna run though?
We did that. When we run back into the room where the body is, do we run to the staff room and just hope they're not bad too?
Well, how would we know? How do we know if anyone was there if we ran back into the body room though?
We won't know. But we can't see in the door, so we have to do something.
Well, what if we just try and listen?
Yeah,
Instead of
Benji-
talking.
Benji, do you decide you're going to be Diesel enough to just open the door, or are you entertaining what everyone else is talking about?
I'm thinking right now. I'm going to my sketchbook to see if there's anything I can do. But in the meantime, I think AJ is, good for now to listen, as they
Okay.
suggested.
So AJ, what is your plan?
My whole plan was just to put my ear to the door and listen. That's not really even a plan. It's just a single course of action.
Okay, that's fine. So you do that. The rest of you see AJ. They kind of like march up. They're full like 4 feet.
6.
They get real tough, and they press their ear to the door dramatically. AJ, you don't hear anything.
Okay, well, there's no one there, so that didn't work.
Okay, I might have something.
Oh no, that's scary. That's scary. I don't want to do that.
What?
I was
Okay.
thinking about just writing hi on a piece of paper and shoving it under the door. Seeing
Okay,
if anyone
so-
responded.
That's such a little kid thing to think. That's so great.
I start pulling out some random things and pull out some of the supplies I grabbed from the house.
Mhm.
And like, I think I can climb up onto the ceiling, and then I'll open the door, and they won't expect somebody from the ceiling, and I can peek in.
They won't.
We really will not expect anyone from the ceiling. You are correct.
So I can
Well,
peek in.
actually-
Benji, you're a genius.
This is why he wins at science fair.
I believe in you.
Okay,
How are you
so
getting up there, Benji?
I'm gonna use my gadgeteer
Huh?
edge and utilize wall walker. I'm
Okay.
gonna pull out some of my stuff and make a sticky goop. Put on my hands and maybe like my knees or something and yeah. So I think I have to roll first so it'll be 2 power points. 5 to do that. I'm gonna have to Benny to get some more back. And then gadgetry here. D10.
Can I ally support him?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
What would you like to use?
I think I just want to use my athletics to like give him an extra boost and like
Okay.
stand under him to catch him if something fails.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll first before we
Okay.
hear from Benji.
That's a 5.
Okay. So that you're gonna get a +1
Okay.
to your gadgetry roll.
Or wait, if I got a raise, would he get a +2?
+2 for
He would.
raise, yeah.
Then I'm gonna use a Benny and try again.
Okay.
I think keeping an eye on the staff room just to make sure they stay in there while we're doing this.
Perfect. Yeah, they're in their own little world, Reggie. Like you're watching them, and it's almost fun because they look like they might be flirting, but they're a very unlikely couple. You get in some good people watching for a couple of minutes while you're waiting for your friends to figure out what they're doing.
This is a lighthearted change from the last few moments of my life. I like that.
It was a good use of a Benny. I got 15.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
So that, well, I mean, actually, yeah. So, but +2
+2,
because it's
yeah.
per person.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't need the raise. Just gives me. Yeah, I've got a 6, so I'll take that. That's with the bonus. So yeah, I'll just take a 6
Okay.
for success. Yeah, so I do
Go ahead
that.
and, go ahead and
kinda
describe
help.
what you're doing. Yeah.
So yeah, I pull out this like goop and get it real tacky, like clapping my hands together and pull apart. And you can see it like in between the hands and like pull it off. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hop up. And so I put it on, as I said, I put it on like my knees so that I, allow, keep my hands apart from AJ so I don't get it on them. Then get hoisted up and just go up and my hands stick and then swing my knees up and then those stick too. And you can kind of hear this like, I was like, okay, hide and open the door and run away and then I'll peek in.
Where do we hide?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, you guys go back. I'll stay behind the door.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you'll be safe. It'll be fine.
So you guys can see this door swings outward here. This is where the door is. It swings outward like that. So you guys technically could stand here and not be seen. This is where Benji is right now, kind of like trying to get up on the wall so we can peek inside.
You mean in the hallway still empty that way?
Mhm.
Okay.
So we can like stack up like Scooby-Doo, like behind
All
the
squished
doorway.
together.
Yes, you absolutely can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
You guys can peek in like the little crack when the
Mhm.
door opens.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Okay. So AJ, you're gonna open the door?
Yeah.
All right. So
What are you
go
doing?
ahead and roll me agility to see if you can get away quickly.
Okay.
Oh no, I am fat. Oh gosh. You got this.
I'm gonna use the Benny just to make sure.
Okay.
Okay, I got the same thing the second time. 5.
All right. So that's good enough. That's a success. So you like wrench the door open. It's like a heavier kind of like a heavier handle. Like it feels more kind of like a thicker kind of beefier handle, for lack of a better term. And you're able to kind of like use all your strength, right? All your shrimp strength and go and like just like hit it really hard and like fling the door open. And it's not a light door either. It's a little heavy. You like fling it open to the best of your ability, and you just haul ass behind the door where your
I
friends are.
immediately like try and use my tiny body to cover Reggie and Lisa.
Perfect. Benji, you're hanging from the wall, and
I got
you
up
guys,
to the ceiling, so I went up to the ceiling. So there's
Okay.
always that, there's that lip or that
Yeah,
above the door. So I'm
Yeah.
above that waiting, and I see it like you said it swung out into the.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it just swings out, and I'm just like, wait and hold.
So you're there doing your Spider-Man thing, right? And the door swings outward, and the three of you behind the door, you realize very quickly this is one of those doors that has like the hydraulic close, so it closes really slow. So Benji, you have no problem seeing inside there. You can open it up on the map.
Oh, okay.
It's a bathroom. Benji, you look inside. You get hit with a very different kind of smell when this door opens up. It is raunchy. It smells like your little cousin's diapers. It's like pee-pee and poo-poo and all kinds of yucky smells. You can see inside there's like a broken stall where there's a bathroom, like a toilet. The toilet looks like it's just like mangled, like the seat is like half off. The other door is kind of ajar, but you can see underneath there's no feet or anything like that. There's like a magazine rack. From where you're sitting, you can't quite see what the titles are, but they're all like filthy and dirty and kind of crammed back into the rack, all gross. There's a shower in there. You can see like some costumes, like some clown costumes, like a whole rack of them. But you can't see anybody inside of this room.
Okay. It's just a bathroom. There's no one in there. And I'll start climbing down.
Wait, Benji, how long does that glue last?
5 rounds.
What about, is there another door on the other side? As a
So
hall?
there's no door over here. No, you guys keep going
Okay.
down this hallway, and then there's a curve right up here, a bend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can follow along on the ceiling? Or maybe if we find another door, you can do it again. It was such a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe around the corner.
I'll stay. Yeah.
Excellent job. Benny's for everybody all around. You guys are
Right.
really playing into your archetypes. It's fantastic.
Oh no, I used it. I did.
I did the same thing.
Okay. Let's see.
Taking a peek.
So you guys take a little peek into this hallway. Benji, you're the first one kind of around the corner. And you can see there's a door right here.
Mm-hmm.
There is a window in there, but you can't quite make out what it is. What you do see is a smudge on the floor. It's that same kind of like brownish red color. It looks kind of thin. Again, like somebody tried to clean this up and just did a really bad job. And if you were just walking in here on a normal day, you probably wouldn't notice that. But because you've been following this like pattern of, splatter, through this facility, it's something that catches your eye right away. You can see like a little bit of that trail.
Look.
So the rest of you, as you come and join Benji in the hallway, you guys can all see it. Like it's right there in front of you. And there's no smell in here, thankfully. That stinky smell, that death smell that you guys had before in your nostrils, that's kind of dissipated. But seeing this blood makes you kind of uneasy. Like you guys realize that you might be getting a little closer to something that you only kind of want to know about. As you guys are standing there, looking around, trying to kind of take in what's going on, you guys can hear like the sound of the door back here opening.
The warehouse door?
The warehouse door where you guys just came from. And you can kind of hear this like heavy breathing sound kind of start. It's really kind of far away from where you guys are, so it's not like it's right up on you or anything. But after a couple of seconds, you can hear footsteps. Very, very faint. But accompanying those footsteps are the sounds of like jingles.
Get around the corner.
Okay.
And I think like
Is there
just head in this room.
Is there a window in the door you said?
So there's no window on this door either.
Oh God.
Oh, sorry. Yes, there is a window on this door. There's a window on this door. It looks kind of like it's one of those mirrored glass situations. So like you can't really make out what's inside, but you can see that it's translucent kind of.
It looks like the hallway goes around, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we can see that as well. In here around the hallway, what should we do?
In the room, because the blood is right there.
Yeah, just kind of I'll climb over and probably hop down and climb in or head in.
So Benji, you kind of take the lead this time and you open up that door. You can go ahead and reveal that. Yeah. So you open up that door and it's a utility closet, right? You can see there's a sink in there, some buckets, like mop buckets and things like that. You can see the powder stuff that you guys have seen your janitor use when someone throws up at school, like all the stuff you would expect to see in that room. But when you open it up, the smell just kind of hits you. Benji, it's that same smell that you smelled inside the trash can.
Okay.
As you're there, kind of like, as your guys are all there kind of reeling in this like disgusting odor, you hear the jingle footsteps get a little bit closer. They're still not up on you, but you can tell they're definitely coming in the direction that you are.
Everybody hide.
Where is the smell the strongest, or is it just kind of like in the air?
It's the strongest inside the closet.
Oh.
Now you have an option. You can go inside the closet or you can keep moving down this hallway.
I feel like we would run into him though. I think Lisa would try to hide.
So the footsteps are coming from back where you guys were, not where you're headed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Then yeah, no, I think she would book it down the hallway. I don't think she wants
hallway?
to hide with the smell. But I guess she would wait for you guys because she's not brave.
I'm up on the ceiling, so like that's where I'm gonna hide.
Reggie was thinking to hide in the closet and get closer to the smell because they're not going to think that we're going to go to that, right? That's what Reggie's thought was.
AJ, what do vampires and fish people do?
They like death smells because it covers their death smells.
Okay.
So we should go away from it, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Can we lock the door?
Ooh, can we lock the door? Can the door be locked?
You guys look at the door. There's no lock on it.
Of course not.
It's just a supply closet that anybody needs to be able to get into. So unfortunately, there's no lock there.
Let's keep going. We can't get trapped in here. I mean,
They don't
the
know where
last
the
person
hallway
that was
goes.
in
It
here.
could just be a dead end.
So you can reveal the rest of that hallway, Benji. You guys see that streak kind of go up ahead, and there's a door right here. You guys can see there's like it almost looks like somebody's like there's like a sign that looks like it should be on the front of this door. You can even see like where like the little kind of the darker tone of where the sign used to be. Like the door itself is aged and weathered at this point. but there's a bright spot of paint where you assume this sign used to be, and you can see it right on the ground. It has a big Ferris wheel on it and says employees only.
Does it sound like the person behind us is dragging something, or is it just like they're walking?
No dragging. You can hear like a kind of like sound that sounds kind of like Dot doing her like clown greeting. And you can hear the footsteps seem like they're like maybe right by the bathroom, like almost to where you guys are.
Okay, wait, we gotta go away from it, because what if he's coming to get the stuff to clean up?
Right. Let's go.
Just we run around the corner and just avoid it.
Okay, so you guys head right into the room.
In the room, or are we going around the corner?
I say we go around the corner.
Just
Here?
around the corner.
Okay. So you guys get over here.
I'll drop down at this point. My stuff's kind of losing its tack, and
Okay.
I kind of drop down inside the room and then rush around.
Okay. So this door closes. You guys get around to the side. Everything seems good for a second. You don't really hear any more jingles. But when you look down, you can see that there's a bunch of blood right at the entrance of this. Like it kind of almost looks like sludge, like somebody like had muddy boots or something like that. But having discovered that body in the previous room, you all know exactly what this is. At the other end of that corridor, you can see there's a broken exit sign on the ground, and there's like a little stairwell up here that you imagine leads up to the amusement park.
Do we still hear the jingles right now?
So you don't hear anything for a couple of seconds as you guys are trying to decide. But after like that minute or two, that beat or two passes, you can hear the jingles again. It doesn't sound like he's like coming around the corner. It sounds like he's just kind of pacing or something like that. You can't quite tell what he's doing back here. I'll do a long press. That's where it sounds like it's coming from, right around there.
We've got to be detectives, right?
We just gotta get away. What do we do? Do we go in the room? We gotta go see what's in there.
I see what's in there.
Go in the room. We gotta
We
find
have
out.
to. Oh,
I don't know if I like being a detective.
you're a very good detective, though, Lisa.
Really
So
good at it.
smart.
Thanks, Benji.
Lisa,
Let's do
as you kind of walk toward this door, you can see there's like a smaller window here. Like it's right above where the sign was hanging. So it's really kind of high off the ground, and there's like chicken wire that's like inside the window, like kind of sandwiched between the glass panes. And you kind of step on that sign as you're walking by. It's like a little metal sign, and you can see it has the Ferris wheel, like you kind of saw from a distance, but there's like little electricity symbols all around.
I don't think we're supposed to be back here. It says employees only, and it might be dangerous, not just because of the blood, but because of the high voltage.
I don't think they're supposed to kill people either.
Gotta figure out why.
Just be careful.
What is this room?
It might be where they power the Ferris wheel.
What if we turn it off and then we make them go back outside, and then we can... I don't know what that would do, actually.
It sounds cool, though.
Yeah.
Maybe a distraction, yeah.
I think
the jingles, though, we have to...
We have to go and see.
As you guys are having this conversation, you can hear like two people go, all right, bye. You hear two voices, and then the jingles start coming a little bit closer.
I wish his espresso cup was bigger.
Who's first into this room?
I will.
Yeah,
You will?
Reggie's.
I'll step forward. Yeah, I'll step forward.
Okay.
And
So
I'm
you're
trying to
able
shepherd
to
everyone in from the back.
you're able to slip inside pretty easily, Benji. The door doesn't seem like it's locked. There's definitely a lock on the front of it. Like you can see there's two different systems of locks, but this has been left unlocked.
Okay.
And as you cross the threshold, you can see it's very dark in here. Go ahead and you can reveal that. So it's dark in here, and at first you're not really sure, kind of trying to get your bearings. Your flashlight is out, but your eyes are kind of starting to adjust to the light. Above you, you can see like a little opening covered with glass, like a little, almost like a skylight. And you can see kind of up, there's like slats of wood. And then above that, you can see kind of the bottom of like the Ferris wheel carriages, like the little carts that are in it. You can see them kind of going by in a loop and everything above you guys. And you can
Watch
faintly
your step.
hear... Yeah, you can faintly hear the sound of like the amusement pier. But it's kind of muffled down here. Like you're in basically a concrete room. You guys kind of pour into the room. Everybody roll me notice, please.
Four for a success.
Okay.
6 for a success.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Sorry, it was frozen.
I got a 10.
10. All right.
5.
5. Okay. So Reggie, you are the only person who got a raise, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys walk inside. You can hear kind of like, you know, again, like the screams of people, and everybody seems to be having a really good time. And as your eyes are kind of adjusting to the light, you can make out there's a console right in the middle. There's like a big lever and some dials and buttons and things like that, and like a little readout screen that's like a green and black kind of like computer screen there. And then right next to it, you can see kind of a smaller, like boxy shaped thing. And there's like a little electronic hum coming from that. It's obviously like the generator. And there's all kinds of warning signs and stuff stuck on the outside of that. And you can see there's like some keys that are stuck into the actual console. There's like 2 sets of keys and then some buttons next to that. You guys kind of get a little bit deeper inside this room. And as you're kind of trying to figure out what's going on, AJ, you start to smell that smell again. Lisa, you too. That kind of really sickly sweet, kind of cloying, but definitely rotten smell, just like all around you. Who's the last in?
Me.
You? Okay. So you get inside. You hear the door slam behind you.
Like someone closed
Like
it?
someone closed it.
Like someone closed it.
AJ,
Son of a
quiet.
gun. Sorry, I didn't mean to. It wasn't me.
Is there
do
someone in
that?
here? Like, does the door close? Is there like one of those bars on the door that closes from the inside? Or are we assuming someone was like outside?
So there are definitely like there's a handle on the inside and outside of this door. But again, all of these doors are the ones that kind of loft open, you know what I mean? There's like that kind of moment where it doesn't close all the way and it kind of slows quietly.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that this is now closed behind you, it feels very intentional.
I think Lisa would whirl around with her flashlight and try to see if someone's in there with them.
You turn around, your flashlight hits the door. You can see there's like kind of like a shadow in that little window outside. You can't quite make out what's there, but you can definitely see that there's someone on the other side of the door.
Reggie wants to go to the console where you said there were 2 sets of keys. Are those keys turned on or are they just in the console?
So they're both turned on, and you can see there's like a bunch of buttons and stuff too, and like a little like cover to one of the keys. Like you have to open one to open the second one.
Okay, she wants to just figure out which one is going to cause the most chaos if I have to pull something.
Absolutely. So Reggie, you get really close to the console. You're going to be over here. How far is everybody going in? Benji, you see over here where I'm doing the long press, there's like a workbench that has some tools and things like that.
I'll probably take a peek at that.
Okay. Lisa, are you still kind of close by AJ by the door, or are you moving further inside?
I think I would stick by the resident specialist, AJ.
Okay. And AJ, are you staying put?
Yeah, I'm trying to put myself between whatever locked us in here and my friends.
Got it. Okay.
Because as far as I know, that's the only thing that we've
Sure.
seen.
So you guys are kind of huddled together trying to figure things out. Benji, you're looking around. It looks like normal maintenance gear, right? Like there's wrenches and screwdrivers, a drill, bits, all that stuff that you would normally expect in a place like this. Some heavy duty gloves that are like leather so that they could that have like rubber tips on them so that they can ground you if you're working with electricity. All kinds of stuff like that. Reggie, you're standing there by the console, and that smell is just making your eyes water. The smell of death, it feels like it's right next to you. And as you kind of like look off into the distance, this room isn't gigantic, it's sizable. It's definitely smaller than the warehouse. You can kind of see while you're shining your flashlight back over here, there is a gigantic pool of blood in the upper corner of this room. And you can see it. It's all over the floor. You can see, like, now that you're really paying attention, you can see swipes on the ground leading up to the door. Like, you can see it, like, all over the walls. Like, it looks like this is absolutely where that person was maimed and possibly killed.
I relay that information to everybody else since I'm the closest one to it and I see it. That is are these lockers by that blood?
No, those are all like supply shelves. You can see there's like records and things like that, like paperwork and like little cardboard boxes full of things like on the shelf.
Can I move closer to and see if there's anything in it? Like if
I'll
there's
definitely head over to
left with the big splatter.
In the actual blood, you're going to move closer to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will as well. Just kind of head over, very curious.
Yeah.
Also looking for another entrance or anything in the room. Is there anything over this way or?
Related
see
to that,
anything.
Lisa wants to see if the door will open.
So Lisa, you try the door. It doesn't budge. The handle doesn't turn. Like you're trying to push, there's nothing. Benji, as you're walking over, you're looking for a door anywhere. All you're seeing are cement blocks. The inside of this hasn't been finished since it's utility area. And you can see like the blood is like all over the walls, a little bit of spatter on the ceiling. Like it's grisly in there. Reggie, you're kind of reeling a little bit. This is really bad. You are the middle child, and as much as your parents kind of don't know that you're around, sometimes you get into things you're not supposed to see. But this feels unsafe. And as somebody who is, a jock, you're outgoing, this is not something you're used to feeling at all. And as you're kind of standing there looking at it, you get a very strange sense that something is looking at you.
Are there any mirrors in this room like there were in the fun house, the beginning part of the mirror house? There's nothing.
No mirrors in this room. And as you try to kind of get a sense for what it is, Benji, you look up too, and you're squinting. You can't really see the back corner of this area. Like you see the blood kind of pouring out of this area, but there's a whole back corner that's just too dark. The lights are broken in this section of the room. And as you guys both kind of peer in and squint, the other two of you guys see what they're doing. You guys are all trying to kind of figure out, like, what are they looking at? You hear, "It's about time you kids showed up." And you see the glow of the end of a cigar just blinking in the night light. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Fiddlesticks.
Fiddlesticks.
We're screwed.
We're in big trouble. We're in big trouble, gang.
I do have my softball bat because I never go anywhere without it.
I've stopped writing notes. I'm usually a diligent note taker. I've stopped writing notes.
I think I stopped writing after the first session because there was too many things and I was like, oh no, a long period of time is back.
We should have just went into the stinky closet.
It's true. You could have gone to the stinky closet.
Oh man. Alrighty. Bounce House, thank you so much for being here with us so far. Hope you are enjoying this. This is so intense. And it just got way more. So take a break with us. We're going to take a 10-minute break. So we'll be back 40 after the hour. And we will continue on. So see you all in a few. Hello, and welcome back, everybody. Hope you are back with us. Things are intense. GM, are we drawing cards yet?
Go ahead and draw cards because you guys are getting some real menacing vibes from this man. He steps forward out of the darkness, and seeing him really close up again, you guys just get this this sense of kind of, I don't know, unnerving apprehension as you're moving forward and seeing him seeing him up close since you were outside. Yes?
You're good. I just didn't add the tokens, I realized. So I'm gonna do that in the background. So
Sure. So
carry on.
You guys are like trying to just get your head around this guy. He fills the space more than you remember him kind of filling when he was outside. It almost seems like he's a little bit broader or something like that. And this is like a large man. You can see him kind of chewing on the end of his cigar. His teeth are like yellow and brown. There's like the insides of his teeth, look where they meet. There's like some real deep, dark, like brownish black kind of residue at his gum line. His gums look like they're like a really dark, dull red color in your flashlight when you're shining it on him. He's wearing that same disgusting kind of stained white shirt with the suspenders and everything, same outfit. But like he just, there's something very just unnerving about him that perhaps you guys didn't really register before. It could be that you're in a room full of blood, might just be that, but you especially, Reggie, since you got a raise on your notice, there's something a little different about him. It almost looks like, I don't know, his eyes kind of glow like the end of his cigar.
I think Reggie would like to back up a little bit and kind of put her hand out to make sure Benji backs up as well. And as she's doing that, she wants to unsheath the baseball bat. Is still a weird phrase, but just take out the baseball bat and just have it out. Because we were just locked in a room with blood and a creepy man, so.
He looks at you as you kind of brandish this baseball bat. And you've got a real steely gaze. Like you're doing good holding it together on your own. You're the first person to kind of see him, so you have the least amount of shock out of anybody in the room. And he kind of looks down at you, and you see he has this big, almost too big smile on his face. And he laughs at you and takes his cigar out. Oh man, you're tough, huh? She the leader? She the boss level?
No, I'm not in charge.
Seem like you are. There's nothing wrong with that. I love a boss.
No, we all kind of make our decisions for the group. I'm not in charge.
Democracy.
Oh, so you're like what, Scooby-Doo?
Yes, exactly like Scooby-Doo.
We're detectives.
Clowns
We're
are.
about to find you out.
Find me out, yeah, well. You kids should have stayed the hell out of my business. I saw Mr. Jingles try to warn you. Still kept coming. I like that tenacity. That's great. And he kind of leers at you guys. He looks over at you, Lisa. So, you're always the problem solver of the group, right? What are you, the Velma? What's your plan?
I don't know what that means. I'm not allowed to watch TV.
He is in stitches when you say that to him. Like he laughs so hard. And you can hear as he's laughing at you, a little bit of kind of like layered in underneath his like loud guffaw. It sounds like there's like 2 to 3 layers of this man's laugh as it's like rings out around you guys. And Lisa, like the second you hear it, a chill runs up your spine. That's absolutely the sound that you heard when you guys were in the funhouse.
Hate everything about that.
Me too.
You know, he kind of looks at you guys, and you can see him. He kind of straightens up to his full height. There's another like half a foot that this guy gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And now he's like, he looks like he's almost like 6'6". He's filling this room like quickly, just like filling the space right before your eyes. and he looks at you guys, and he blows this huge puff of smoke. And you can still see, but there's like this kind of fog around you guys, and it's heavy. And you can smell it. It smells, I don't know, like different. Some of you guys have grandpas and grandmas that might smoke, tobacco and things like that, and cigars. Usually that smells a little sweet. This smells dirty and filthy and disgusting. And as he kind of looks at you guys again, and he takes one last pull, he says, it's funny you guys came down here just for me. I'm flattered. Gotta tell you, there's one thing you should know about this world, kiddos. Monsters are real. We're always hungry. We're gonna go into combat. So we've already drawn some cards.
Just want to instinctively yell, "Are you a vampire, though?"
Are you? Just for our own edification.
Before we do this,
Also, smoking's bad for you.
You guys see him, and he's just grinning at you guys, and his eyes are flashing. They almost look like flaming kind of balls in his skull. You can see like the pupils like have gone like kind of like completely filled his eye sockets. So like his eyes look black, but there's like a fire burning kind of behind them. And he stares at you guys. You can see like the strings of saliva between his teeth kind of sticking together as he kind of opens his mouth in this really ridiculous grin. His cheeks start to kind of like split a little at the seams as he grins at you guys and sniffs the air. Y'all smell delicious.
how can you smell anything over the blood?
And the smoke.
It's part of what smells good.
Ew.
So AJ, you're first. You can tell that he's like he looks like he's kind of changing a little bit right before your eyes.
So I want to do 2 actions.
Mm-hmm.
The first is I just want to pass Lisa the last stake we have.
Mm-hmm.
So she has something to protect herself.
She'll take it and say, "Sorry, I doubted you, AJ."
I don't even think I'm right, honestly. I think I might be really wrong.
You were onto something, though. She'll take the steak and in exchange give you a Benny. Take 2 bennies.
Blessings. Thank you. And then I want to, for my second action, I want to run up and grab the back of both of their shirts and pull them back with me so they're a little further away from him.
Okay, can do.
If that's something they're okay with.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Totally fine going the opposite direction of that.
Okay. Awesome.
So you guys get kind of back over here. Freckles comes forward a little bit before when he was talking to you guys. AJ, did you want to do anything else on your turn?
Just pull out my little pocket knife.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right.
You, AJ, you're up. You're probably behind us then.
Yeah, I think I'm just behind you guys.
Okay.
Trying to add an additional target, I guess.
So you complete your turn. You're there with your friends. You've pulled them back successfully. You're looking around. This seems a little hopeless, but as you kind of take out your pocket knife, you feel a little bit more secure. You've been able to defend yourself before. You found yourself in situations that maybe have not been great, especially when you were a little bit younger. So you feel good in this moment with your friends. You're not alone for the first time dealing with something scary. That gives you like a little extra power. So Freckles then looks over at you guys, and he looks at you, AJ. He says, what's that? A splinter? A toothpick? Looking at you, Lisa. Is that a needle you got in your hand there, kid?
No.
That's not gonna do much to me.
It's a stake. It's for fighting vampires, which are real.
Vampires? He takes a couple of steps towards you guys, right around here by the console. Vampires? Almost worked then. He looks at you guys again. You know what? I think you guys look hungry for a magic trick. Want to see one?
No.
No.
Thank you.
It was
That's
the
okay.
best.
It's free. You guys see him. So, Lisa, you're the furthest away. You kind of are taking this more in from, visuals, right? Looking at him. But Reggie, you're relatively close. Benji, you're relatively close to where he is, a little bit closer than the others. He starts to kind of like shrug his shoulders up and down, kind of jerking his body like this up and down. And you see his eyes kind of start rolling in the back of his head, kind of wild, as his body starts to kind of go into these like crazy convulsions. The two of you that are closest to him, you start smelling that smell. Benji, Benji, you smell that same smell that was covering your hand when you stuck it into that trash bag. And as you kind of like start sniffing that again, you get this other very distinct smell of grease paint. And you look at him and he's laughing maniacally. But you hear all of those other little voices inside of him as he's just like cowering and then backs up and throws his hands apart and exposes his chest. And you can see the buttons on this really filthy shirt he's wearing have exploded outwards. It's just like kind of falling off around him. And you can see like big kind of divots and like gouges appearing in his skin as he starts kind of like beating his chest and like clawing at it and clawing at his face. And you can see as he's doing this, there's like chunks of like of skin and like tissue kind of like tearing off of his face as he's just kind of like making a mess of himself. You can see there's like gore kind of everywhere as he just kind of tears at his body and like pulls at his hair. And you can see like he kind of bends down and then rears back. And as he stands up to his full height, he's about 7 feet tall in front of you guys. He almost touches the ceiling. And he has that same kind of look, except the mottled skin is obviously no longer grease paint. It almost looks like a whitish gray skin, and it's deeply, deeply kind of scarred and pockmarked. His cheekbones are sticking up way high in his face, making his whole face look really gaunt. His cheeks kind of part at the edges where you can see his mouth kind of extending out almost ear to ear. And his hair is much longer than it was before and sticky and wet with that same slime from underneath this like skin. You can see his hands have ceased to be hands. In their place, there's like these big kind of mitts that he's got with long, sharp claws sticking out of them. And then at his feet, his clown shoes have split kind of between the top, the upper of the shoe and the sole, and there's huge claws sticking out of there as well. And his pants are just like in tatters around him. And you can see there's like gook all over the floor. This has to be the stuff that you guys found in the other room. And as he kind of finishes that, he looks at you guys and says, "Which one of you tastes the best?" And starts making moves towards you guys.
Oh, he's so close.
Reggie, you're first. You're next up. What are you doing?
Woof. Oh dear. Panicking. I think Reggie's going to get in front of Benji. I don't want Benji in the front. I will be in the front, and I'm gonna move up to him and try to hit him with a bat. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
How do I do that? I don't know. I'm so scared.
So I'm gonna say you can move like here because you'll have reach on your bat to get him.
Okay.
You don't have to be like right next to him.
Okay.
And you can see him like he's standing there and he's like thinking about like which one of you to eat first. Like he's trying to decide as you move up toward him.
Ew. Okay. It says strength plus a d6.
Yes. So go ahead and
That's
you're gonna
probably
roll your
that's
fighting
damage.
first.
Yeah, fighting first.
Oh, okay.
With your wild die.
This would be a great time for you to explode. Okay. No, I have a Benny. I'm gonna use a Benny.
Okay.
And Lisa says, "Don't give up, Reggie," and she replaces your Benny with one of her Bennies. Take a Benny.
Oh God, math is hard. 15.
15. Okay, very nicely done. So go ahead and roll your damage, but add a d6 for your raise.
Okay, so it's just strength plus a d6, right?
And you're gonna add all of this together.
Strength, d6.
Plus
Math,
d6.
math,
so
math.
your strength die.
Yeah.
plus a d6. That's the standard damage.
Yes.
And then 1 extra d6 for your raise.
Oh, okay.
So those do explode as well.
Yeah, they do.
One shot him. One shot him.
Why is math hard? I'm scared. 13.
13. Okay, very nice. Let's see. That is a hit.
Yay.
Unfortunately, it is not a hit with a raise.
Did you take the Benny, Reggie?
I did use the Benny when I rolled again.
I gave you a replacement. Don't forget.
Oh, thank you.
You were deep in math at the time.
Yeah, sure
Perfect.
was.
So the bat connects. Where are you trying to hit him exactly? Are you just swing in for the fences?
No, I'm swinging for a knee. I'm short. He's extremely tall now, so I'm swinging for a knee.
Okay. So you swing at his knee, and you can hear like the bat connects with it, and he goes, "Ugh, ugh," and you can hear him kind of growling in your face. You can smell like this just disgusting smell of that smoke, and just eons of decay kind of wafting at you as he kind of roars at you a little bit. You connect with his knee, and you hear like a really satisfying crunch as he kind of looks down at it. I'm gonna go ahead and
Oh no.
try to make sure that he's not down for the count, because I believe you would be. That's just shaken, Todd. I'd have to roll to unshake. Yes.
But you don't do that now.
Okay, I do it on my turn. Sorry, guys.
You can spend a Benny to unshake right now if you want, but the roll is for free at the beginning of their turn.
I am going to spend a Benny.
If you don't have a wound, you would soak the damage. So if you didn't get enough for that, yeah.
Okay, so I am going to spend a Benny. There we go. And then I am going to roll my vigor to try to unshake.
No, Benny it's gone.
Oh, it's automatic. That's right. I only have to roll for wounds.
Yeah.
Just kidding, guys.
And it's also spirit for shaken.
Don't listen to me. So he like kind of like looks down at his knee, and you can see it looks a little dislocated, and he just kind of kicks his leg out, and he knocks it back into place and looks at you guys. So this is going to be a fight then. I haven't had a scrap in a long time. Next up, we've got Benji.
Oh man. And I'm just digging through my pack and pulling some stuff out, and I'm like, yes, okay. And I just the baking soda and the food coloring and all this stuff just starts going together, and I grab one of the balloons that I got from the clown, and I'm just like jamming it in there and filling it up, and it's already like starting to expand.
Okay.
And I'm just like, Reggie, watch out! And I'm gonna launch this balloon at Freckles there, attempting to trappings for stun. So it's gonna hopefully burst and like just a sticky green slimy gooey mess for that.
Okay.
So
I'd like to help support if I can. That's my main function as a character. Can I? I don't know how to do it
technically
though.
Not
Can
at
I
this,
support off
not
turn?
because you're afterwards. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and
can
I'll
I
mention
support
this
on
as
turn?
well. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll mention this too. You can go on hold.
Mm-hmm.
So you just say, I want to go on hold and wait. So if you think that someone else will support you, that's when you could go on hold.
Okay,
like that.
so I can insert into the initiative order with the support move.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Thank you.
Unless you want to interrupt the monster, that's a different set of rules.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. So digging around, looking for this stuff, and I look over and I make eyes with Lisa, and then I just I'm gonna hold, knowing. It's like, Lisa, what you got? Is it
Science,
the balloon's
Benji.
just starting
Always
to like
science.
expand?
Okay, so then Lisa, since Benji's on hold, it's your turn. You can see him kind of like looking at his knee and kind of rubbing it a little bit. And he looks over at Benji and goes, you're the youngest. I can smell it. Your cheeks are so chubby. You're gonna be delicious. and he like licks his lips. His tongue kind of comes out, and like at first you look at it, Lisa, and it's just a little bit of like a kind of like an almost an animal-like tongue. But as it licks his lips, you see it's way too long to be a regular tongue.
Ugh. Don't like it.
So you said that you want to support Benji, right?
Yes. So, yeah, I would like to mechanically use my turn to support because I have an edge for that. It's common. Nope, that's not it. now I'm worried and flustered. Where's all the things? Yes, I'm reliable.
Okay.
So you get a free reroll on any support roll.
Excellent. So you don't have to spend a Benny if you don't get the roll that you want.
Okay, so I still roll to support.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you rolling to support? How are you going to support Benji in this?
I see. Okay, so as Benji is looking and making eye contact with Lisa, she's like, "Yes, Benji, science. We've got this." And she will immediately start reciting the textbook that she memorized at you, Benji, as you're like constructing this. And any kind of tweaks or things necessary, you just hear them as though she's like an audiobook, just reading out your science textbook at you.
Okay. And do you have research or academics or anything like that? Or do you want to roll using your smarts?
Using my smarts, please.
Okay, go ahead.
There we go.
Ooh, there
nice.
it is. That's
Take
10.
that. Okay,
Very
+2.
nice. +2 for Benji. Benji, back around to you. You can see his jaws opening and closing as he like licks his lips, and like saliva is just pouring through these teeth. He looks up at you guys and just like is just casing you guys, like trying to figure out where he's gonna start. And he looks way too eager.
So yeah, listening to Lisa and just, you know, a little bit of a little water, little baking soda, something. Oh yeah, and then like just remembering the right ratios and whatnot. And when I have it all set, throw it in the balloon, tie it off, and it's just starting to expand immediately. And then I just throw it back and just lob it towards Freckles.
Okay.
Uh, 9 on the die, 11 plus the thing. I'm going to take just the standard hit and a raise because
Okay.
that'll be good. So, successful casting, the victim makes a vigor roll, -2 because of my raise.
Okay.
If they fail, they are stunned.
All right. You see him like he gets hit with it for a second. He's like, "What is this?"
That's the thing that grosses him out? Benji's
Right?
thing?
I'm gonna spend a Benny. I'm using my fancy dice as Bennies tonight. They're like way too diesel for me to actually roll, and they make a ton of noise. Like that. I guess man overboard, new D10. Sorry, everyone.
D10 and vigor.
Yeah, don't like that.
No.
They both explode. All right, I got a 17. So you guys, you see him, and you can see kind of the surface of his skin kind of bubbling up in places, Benji. He's definitely having a reaction to what you've thrown on him. And you can see he starts kind of clawing at his skin. And as he's doing that, it almost seems like he doesn't register the pain, as like this kind of ichor starts to sluice out of all of the wounds that he's making on his flesh. And he looks at you guys and he goes, "You kids think I'm playing. I'm not playing." And you guys see him. He kind of lifts up at his full height and he roars at you guys. And you can see as he opens his mouth, there are 2 rows of teeth that are almost like long, maybe like 4-inch needles that are sticking out of his mouth. And you can see like the back of his throat as he's like roaring at you guys. And it looks like there's like spikes even down like his gullet as he's kind of staring at you guys. Everybody make me a quick fear save. That's gonna be your spirit.
Spirit, right? Okay.
You guys, like the whole room now is full of that stench from inside of his mouth.
Double ace.
Oh, I'm gonna roll a Betty. I'm gonna use a Betty.
16.
Okay.
11.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I got a 4.
4, okay.
7.
All right. So, Reggie, you stumble back like against the console. You put like one hand out to steady yourself. It is mighty powerful. You can feel like the reverberation of of the resonance of his roar, like in your chest. It feels like your sternum is kind of shaking a little bit with it, but you manage to just stand up straight. Lisa, you're too busy worrying about Reggie and the fact that she's just beside herself to even like get as scared as you normally would. Like, you're pissed off that your friends are in this really bad situation. You knew not to come in here. And usually adults don't lie, but this is an adult that has told you the biggest lie. And this is not a good moment for you. AJ, you see all this happening, it just doubles the anger that you have inside.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's hell to pay right now. And Benji, you're there. You see the inside of his mouth. And for some reason, you just get this feeling of like, it's just a creature. I study science with my dad. I study biology, botany with my dad. It's just a creature. And you kind of stare up at him. Do you say anything to him?
I'll just retort back and say, we're not playing either.
You see him take like a step back at that. And he looks at you guys. And he kind of snarls, looking at your faces for a reaction. Everybody roll me notice.
Seven.
Okay.
Help if I roll the right dice.
9.
Okay.
It's
9.
4.
Okay. What'd you say, Lisa?
4. Even
4,
with my
okay.
alert.
So Benji and Lisa, you guys kind of see him like looking like almost like it's frustrated. His face is no longer even really humanoid anymore. It's very like, it's almost reptilian, but also a human. Like, not like a lizard, but very like pointy and gaunt and sharp looking, you know, like a reptile would look. And he's kind of like snarling, and you can hear like the snapping of his teeth as he's like getting frustrated and starting to kind of ramp up and gear up again. The other two of you though, you guys really start looking at him and you're shining your flashlights around him. He looks a little less tall right now. He doesn't look quite as big as he was before. He's still big. He's still much larger than you guys, but he looks a little less gigantic, and you're able to kind of like push your fear to the side and move forward. So, new round.
I forgot we roll initiative every new round.
Reggie, you
Lisa,
can spend a Benny if you want a new card.
I sure would.
Okay. Your new card is a 2 of diamonds, so no improvement.
You push.
I think that
You want another one?
What were you gonna say, Candace?
nothing. Go ahead.
I'm scared now. I will spend my last penny and try to get away from that. And get one more card.
You got one more? Okay.
Yeah.
7 of diamonds.
That's
That
better.
is better. Okay.
Lisa sees you hesitate, Reggie, and says, "Don't give up. We gotta get out of here and eat popcorn and have a real sleepover." And she'll give you another Benny.
Freckles has decided to spend a Benny to get a new card.
Okay.
Lisa, you're the best.
Oh,
Reggie is whispering that.
Ace of Hearts for Freckles.
So Freckles looks at all of you, and he sees that 2 of you are a little less scared than the others. He looks over at you, Reggie, kind of eyes you up and down, looks over at Lisa. He goes ahead and he's gonna do something. 2 seconds. You guys see him kind of looking around the room. He looks up at the ceiling, down at the floor, looks around left to right. Okay. So he kind of looks up at looks up above him, and you can see he hops up at his full height, and you see him kind of like touch his fingers up to the ceiling above him. and then he puts one like freakishly long leg up, and you see him swing his body so that he's kind of stuck from the ceiling, similar to how Benji was before.
Ow.
And he crawls over right above where you are, Lisa.
She looks up and says, "That's not even original. Benji did that first. That's plagiarism."
He just roars in your face.
She's very scared.
So that's Freckles' turn. You can feel like the heat from his breath and kind of drips of his saliva fall in your face, Lisa.
Ugh. She's going to steel herself and just dig deep into that indignant sense of plagiarizing a science project. And she's going to look up at him and try to intimidate him with her fists balled up at her side. And she has an edge called Champion. Her innocence and purity of heart gives her an advantage over forces of darkness, so I can add +2 damage when attacking. Would you allow me to add it to like a intimidation check, or do I have to hit him?
I think you have to hit him
Okay.
for that.
All right. So she's just gonna use her words.
Okay.
and yell up at him.
You can still try to intimidate him though.
Yes, I think that's my primary thing.
Okay.
So I will save that for if she ever comes to fisticuffs. Unlikely. But she's just going to yell up at him. "That's not original. And it's really important to be original because you can get in trouble if you plagiarize someone else's work. Benji's the one that invented that. And you should be ashamed of yourself. You're supposed to be the adult here." And she's just going to try to make him feel bad and intimidate him.
Okay.
Because it's Lisa. Here we go. Why did I build this character?
She's perfect.
It exploded. An 11.
Okay. So you see the look on his face. It's oddly familiar. It looks a lot like the look that most adults give you when you like step up and try to tell them their business. He looks kind of outraged. If his kind of skeletal kind of visage can like even manage to kind of get that kind of scrunched, but you can see like where his eyebrows used to be kind of go down a little bit. His eyes kind of narrow at you, and he slinks back a little bit into the corner.
And yeah,
Trying a test there specifically?
Be better. Me?
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm gonna act like it's a test, and I'm gonna roll my spirit to see if I can avoid being distracted by you.
Yeah, I'm trying to basically weaken him in any non-physical way I can.
How many bennies does the DM have?
5.
Too many.
Let's spend another benny.
You using any of those yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
One more.
Yeah, spend those bennies.
Yeah.
Man. What did you get?
11.
All right. So
I think choice of effective vulnerable?
yes, do you want him to be distracted or vulnerable?
I would like him to be
Basically either -2 attacks or +2 incoming attacks.
+2 incoming attacks. I want him to be vulnerable because of her indignant child rage.
Okay. So you can see he's like shrinking kind of in the corner. And those of you who had the roll on your notice last time, you can see like he looks slightly smaller now. He was filling up the entire corner before, but now he seems kind of he's not like dramatically different in size, but he looks like he's probably a size or two smaller than he was when he climbed up there.
And I guess
So
she'll
when
end her
you-
turn by saying, "You're not even a real adult."
Okay, excellent. AJ, you are up next.
Hearing Lisa say you're not even a real adult, I'll go, real adults are not, adults lie. He sucks. Let's kill him. And I'm going to, I want to use I have a question, just because I don't
Yes.
know. No, actually, he's on the ceiling. Never mind. That doesn't matter anymore. I want to ally support Reggie again.
Okay. So you want to go on hold?
Yes, I want to go on hold so that I
Okay.
can support Reggie.
No,
Okay.
you can do that now because you're ahead of.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Then I want to do the same thing I did with Reggie. I want to press my back up against the wall and have my fingers laced, ready to just boost her up to whack him in the face.
Okay. Very nice. So Reggie, you look behind you, and you're just kind of like, how is this thing on the wall? It's really creepy. It's roaring at all of you. But you see AJ kind of like march up. They've got their hand down, ready for your foot to just go right in there. You see that opening.
I am going to kind of take a step or two back and run and place my hand in there. And as I get boosted up, take a swing with the bat at him.
Okay. So
gonna-
hold on one moment
Benji-
because
yep.
it's Benji's turn in the meantime.
Oh,
But,
sorry.
like,
I got excited.
No, it's okay because all of this is happening at once, right? This is all like this is quick, the combat. So you see your opening and you go to run as Benji starts his turn.
So yeah, as I see you running, I'm gonna pull out some more of like the powder and whatnot, and I just kind of yell over to Reggie, just try not to breathe this in, but I think it'll help. And I'm gonna try and burst a puff of like cloud of this baking soda around her to be a little bit of a protection. So casting
Okay.
protection on Reggie. So,
Excellent.
1 point. Is there anything to add? Protection modifier. And I'm gonna upcast or whatever to include AJ
Okay.
for an extra power point.
Excellent. For anybody who's unfamiliar with Savage Worlds, you can add additional power points to certain spells to either make the area that's affected larger or to include additional people into your spell.
I'm gonna spend a Benny just to try and get a raise. I'm close. I got the success, but
Okay.
nope. Okay, so standard success. So to both Reggie and AJ, you get 2 points of armor. And
Amazing.
that
Very
lasts
nice.
for
Thank you.
5 rounds. And so yeah, this like puff like I've dyed the powder a little bit. I mean, it probably doesn't hold its powder form too well, but again, it just burst out in front of you and kind of in this cloud to distract the clown.
Okay. Very nicely
And then
done.
I'll also look at Freckles too and just say, what did he say? So weird. I'm having so much fun. This is fantastic. And just really just try and push this fun, energy towards him.
Okay. You can see like he's looking at you and like he connects eyes with you for a second and you feel like in the pit of your stomach just this hatred kind of like rolling over you that's just like emanating from him staring like deep into your soul. Reggie, it is your turn. You run, you go full speed all the way up. You get right next to AJ, who's like right here. I think she moved a minute ago. So you go all the way up, do a leap, and what do you do?
I would like to hit him with my bat.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your fighting first.
And as I come down, because I heard Benji say, "Aren't we having fun?" And I would like to hit him on that.
Yes.
Fun. Do I need to report before?
Yeah, you should
No.
have rolled your
You should have rolled your support.
Oh, sorry,
about
my
that.
bad.
Yeah.
Didn't Lisa do something that also makes him vulnerable, so like a +2 to something as well?
You are at a +2 to hit him.
Okay.
Spending a Benny to roll.
Because he's
See if I can roll
vulnerable.
better. I got an 11 for my support, so a hit and raise.
+2. Very nice.
So plus
Plus
4.
4.
So you're at +4. Yep.
4.
Total.
I mean, that's a success right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I rolled a 5.
Okay. So are you good with your 9?
Nope. I am going to use. I think I have one more
No,
baby.
you can't get any better than that. Because you
Can't?
don't.
I thought you could get an extra raise.
No,
Okay.
only one. You only get one extra damage. On damage dice, it would help, but on the attack roll, only
Got
one
it.
raise
Okay.
helps. Yeah, because you only get one extra.
Cool.
Yes.
Gotcha,
Save your
gotcha.
bennies.
So then you save your
Right.
bennies. Don't let the GM trick you.
So I am good to hit him with my bat then.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your damage, but add your d6 as well.
This is six, right? Yes.
Extra d6. Yeah.
So 2d6 and 1d whatever your strength is, right?
Yes.
14.
14. Okay. Just a moment. So you run up and you whack him good. You can see like you hit kind of like he's kind of roaring down and he's a little distracted, like he's looking over at Benji and kind of staring at him. And you catch him like right on the chin, like right on the side of his face. Like you just wail on him from up there. You got a 14, you said? All right. I think that's one wound.
Yeah.
You can see like a chunk of his jaw comes off and skitters across the ground. And he like looks down at you guys because he's upside down. He kind of like looks at you guys and you see him kind of take one arm off the wall and hold his face as he stares at you guys. His eyes just ablaze, staring at you guys like he roars, screaming at you. You can see his teeth just like glinting in the light. Next round.
Just wipes her bat off on her jeans.
Uh-oh.
Yoka for the bench.
Aw, man.
All right, so everyone should have got a Benny,
Nice.
Boo.
and I get
Yeah.
+2 to everything I do, and damage, I believe.
Let's go, Benji.
For
I'm
viewers
gonna-
at home, this is often a good time for you to take a multi-action turn because you are not at negatives. It's just a straight roll.
Man, but I'm like support. I don't have. Okay, so I will.
Should I be nice and offer a hint, or should I just shush and be a good GM that's like plotting?
You're fine for now. I'm going. Okay, so I'm going to use my multi-action for this because for my Gadgeteer, I can't take multi-action to do what I wanted to do. Because Gadgeteer, I have to spend my turn making that gadget, and then I use it the next turn because I wanted to do something to attack. Oh.
You could also do an improvised weapon.
Yes. Yeah, I'll look around. Yeah, I'm gonna look. I know that the hammer and stuff is over there on
Okay.
the thing, so I'm gonna grab that, and then yeah, just for some reason feeling invigorated and amped up at what's going on, I'm gonna go and take a couple swings with this.
Okay.
So, oh no, guess what, kids? I don't have fighting.
I also realized I don't have fighting.
So what's great is that when you're rolling your fighting, you're at a -2, which means you're at a straight roll, Benji.
Okay. I was gonna multi-act. Okay, so I'm not gonna multi-action anymore.
Okay.
Reroll, double 2. Explode on the 4. Another one. Okay, 8, 9, 10, 11. So hit
Okay.
raise.
Very nice.
And what's improvised damage?
So
Strength?
improvised damage is, I believe, strength plus D4, right?
Is it strength plus d4?
I thought so. I mean, I'll give that to you because you're a kid and kids don't really.
Well, I got a raise, so actually, I definitely would have the d6 on there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do get to add a d6 to that. Uh, 9. I'm gonna probably re-roll that. double check.
Mhm.
Improvised strength. Damage is strength plus d4. So for me, it's 2d4.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a Benny to re-roll this. 5,
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9. That's an explode. So I'm sitting at 10 points right now. 14 total.
14. That's another wound. You see him howl in pain as you make a connection. What are you trying to hit? Like one of his paws, like one of his claws on the wall?
Yeah, go up and.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take out the other claw that's kind of holding on to the side, and you see him fall off the wall as he kind of loses his balance.
I'm like, it's hammer time.
It's just enough time, Reggie, for you and AJ to kind of back up a little bit so that he doesn't fall on you. And you can see like his limbs look really spindly, almost like a spider, as he's kind of kicking his legs and his feet and arms out to try and right himself really quickly. It's almost like a crab or a beetle when they're on their back. And he's scrambling and screaming at you guys. Fucking kids.
Ah! Lisa covers her ears.
Okay, Lisa, it is your turn.
With her ears covered, she is going to. I mean, intimidation was pretty good. Is there any kind of limit to doing multiple moves like there was in that skill challenge that we did? Like, can I try that again, or is that?
I don't remember.
Not
Todd,
allowed.
do you remember if there's a maximum to your vulnerability? Does it stack?
I don't know if it does. No, I feel like no.
I feel like it doesn't either.
Yeah, I think it's just the one time. So.
Okay. In that case, I think she's going to hold. Hang on, let me check turn order here. Well, I mean, I'm pretty high actually in the initiative. I'm going to roll support to help Reggie, because I kind of see her winding up, and she was very effective with that bat. So I'm going to, boy, is there like a stat for like amping someone up? Because I just want to be like, Reggie, you're so great. It's just like at the park with that day that you did the bike trick, and that other day that you got what was it called? A home run? A home run. You were so good. And just be the hype squad and hopefully just give her that extra confidence, because Lisa's remembering how scared she was just a few moments ago in the other room.
Lisa, do you have persuasion?
I do.
Okay. Are you at any negatives for that?
No, that's a juicy stat.
Excellent. Go for it.
Yes, juicy stat for a big ol' 5.
Okay. So you get a +1, Reggie.
Can I do the reroll on my support? Is that
You
what
sure can.
my edge?
And what's
indicates?
excellent is that your edge allows you to do that without spending a Benny.
Wonderful. So she's going to realize that she didn't say home run with enough enthusiasm and say, it is a home run, I remember. And she'll try again for a 7.
Nicely done. So that's still a +1. But like, Reggie, you hear this from Lisa, and usually when she talks to you about sports, it's very clinical. She uses all kinds of like big words, like she's read about them in books, doesn't actually know how the game is played. And today she got it right in the first try. Like, this is big. You can tell that your friend like really means business, and it feels good to know that she's on your side. You feel a little less alone. So next up we have Freckles. He's not in a good place. He's got, some chunks taken out of his arm and his hand. He's got a chunk taken out of his face. You guys can see he finally rights himself a little bit, but he's like moving around. I am gonna roll. Let's see. I believe that's spirit, right? To try to soak, or is it?
You're supposed to do that.
Like right away.
Right away. So you spend a Benny, and then soaking damage is a vigor roll.
Well, I got really excited, so.
That's all right. So spend the Benny, and then go ahead and roll that vigor.
Okay.
And yeah.
It's probably not good GMsmanship to get distracted by your own game, and yet. I blame you
doing a
guys for
million
being really
things,
good. So. Okay, I got a 4. So that's
Okay.
just 1 that is
You can't-
soaked, right?
I don't know if there's a rules written, but you can't soak a wound that applied from a previous round. I don't believe so.
Oh, so then I can only have soaked this one anyway.
Yeah,
The one of the foot.
if you have the one already.
Okay.
So yep.
So you guys see, he still looks really, really rough, but you can see his hand is starting to kind of like morph back together a little bit, do little stitches back together. And he looks at you guys and he kind of shakes off this stupor that he's in with like this fear kind of behind his eyes a little bit, looking at you guys as he just kind of goes in again. And Reggie, he's going to try to get you. He sees you. He goes running right up to you and takes a swipe.
Does he leave my attack range?
He does. So you do get a free action if you want to get him.
I will. It's still this round, so I technically don't have that penalty to my fighting.
That's true.
And that is a success.
Okay.
Ooh, both those 4s explode.
Okay.
And another one does. That's 10. 4, 14. 17.
17? Is that just a hit or is that your damage?
That's my damage.
Come on, man. All right. So as he's trying to, like, you see him, Reggie.
Where are you going?
He's
Whack.
staring you down. Yeah. He's staring you down. He starts to run. Benji, you get him. Where do you hit him?
He takes off and just I flip the hammer around backwards to the claw and just go into like the back of like his upper thigh.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so those are 2 more wounds. I'm gonna spend one of my group bennies then,
Okay.
and then I imagine that I roll my vigor.
Yep.
Man, you hear him howl. He lets out this howl, Benji, like it shakes you to your core. All of you for a second are like, ugh, like it's horrific. It sounds almost like the sound of like a tornado and a hurricane, but also like an animalistic kind of like howl at the same time.
I don't like it.
Ooh.
I also don't like that. Also, yay for
So
you.
I got a 10, which means that I can soak both of those wounds, correct?
Okay. Yep.
So he like you get him like right kind of in the keister there, with that claw hammer, and you can see you take some parts out of him, but he's so just incensed by the fact that you guys are ganging up on him that he just goes for it. He runs and he heads straight at you, Reggie. And you see him like as he kind of gets up close to you, he goes to like reach out his claw, but as Benji kind of gets him in his back, he just like dives forward face first and is gonna try and take a bite at you.
Don't like that.
I have to be judicious about bennies.
No, spend them all. You can just spend them.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right, I'm gonna spend one. Go ahead.
Group Benny?
Spend in a group, a DM Benny. We're doing
Okay.
it.
So nervous.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay. It's okay.
How many else do I have left?
3.
Okay. So Reggie, he lunges at you, teeth first, if you can imagine that. You can see like the needle-like teeth are like projecting out of his face, and he's trying to kind of get to you. And like right before he gets to you, he's like maybe an inch away from your face. You can like feel his breath right on your cheek as you kind of recoil from it. He falls short and just like falls on the ground and looks up like a trapped animal. And he scurries away over here. Not out of your reach, because he doesn't want another opportunity attack, but he just moves back a little bit. And you can hear his breath like as he's like staring at you guys. Reggie, at this point, he looks like he's maybe about, like, he's on all fours, so it's hard to tell, but he looks like he's maybe like under 6 feet now, shorter than when you first saw him. He's not as broad-shouldered. You can see like his claws are kind of retracting a little bit. They're still sharp, but his claws are like his like paws themselves are a little bit smaller. And you can see his face kind of starting to kind of like his cheekbones are like really sucked in now. It almost looks like he's like emaciated or something.
Okay.
Next up is Reggie. He's right in front of you, Reggie. You can like see him and he's like growling this really low, kind of frustrated.
I am going to swing for that same knee that I hit initially.
Okay.
So Reggie,
Yes.
you still have that bonus to your armor.
Okay.
And then also, whether you had a chance to look at it or not, but so there's something called Wild Attack that you could do, which does give you, I think it's -2, like to your defenses, so like +2 incoming, but you have +2 outgoing, so it'd give you a little extra as well if you wanted to, just an option to consider.
You're at +2 for your fighting roll as well as your damage roll.
If you wild attack, yeah.
How would I wild attack?
You just
You
say
just declare
that's
it.
what you're doing.
Yep.
Oh,
But as I said, then you are vulnerable if you do that.
that's fine.
It's kind of like in Dungeons and Dragons when you
Reckless.
Reckless
Yeah.
Let's attack. Okay. All right, then I am wild attacking, and I'm gonna roll my fighting and hopefully better hit
Okay.
him. I did hit, but I would like to. If I hit, it's good. Or should I try to get higher for this right now? Would it affect anything?
Is
Well,
that with
if you
your
get a raise,
+2?
you get extra damage.
Okay, well then I'm gonna. I think I have 2 minis right now. I'm gonna use one of them.
We have 11 on our side as well, so
Oh, perfect. Okay.
we can start dipping into those.
There we go. +2. That's an 8.
Nice.
Hey, so that's a hit. That's not with a raise against his parry though.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you have to beat his parry.
Oh, I have another mini. I'll roll again. Can I roll again? Or have we?
Can.
Okay. Yes. 13.
13. Okay, so that is definitely a hit with a raise. So you're good there. Add another d6 to your damage, and remember your +2 because you wild attacked.
Oh, yes. That's so ugly. +2. 7?
Benny,
Okay.
you is that in the group? You dipping in, or you have your
Yes.
own?
This will be
Okay.
the first one dipping into the group. I don't have any more. Hey, you're on 2 sides. Don't do that. Not helpful. Oh, that's worse. So we're gonna stay with the 7.
7? Okay.
We
So
got
that hits
10 of
him.
them. If you want one more,
No,
go for
you're
it.
gonna go more.
Do it.
Come on, friends. You can do better than this.
Let's go.
Okay, 11.
Okay. So that is just a hit.
Okay.
However, that's with your +2?
Oh, wait, no, 11 + 2, so 13.
Okay. So that's going to be a hit with a raise. Yes.
We did it.
Phenomenal. So you go in, Reggie. Tell me how you like hit this. How you hit this creature. Oh, you're on mute.
I'm sorry, he's just gotten back to his feet, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm not super far from him, so I just kind of want to go into a very, like, aborted slide, like I was doing, like a baseball slide, and just push the bat directly into his knee as I go down.
Okay. So you do that, and you see him kind of wobble and like lose his balance a little bit. I have 3 bennies left.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna spend one of them to try and roll out of this because you've definitely done 2 more wounds to him, and he's really like hanging in there for dear life. You guys can see the rest of you as Reggie just kind of rolls up on this creature and just goes in for its knee. Like more of its leg looks like it's separating away from its body.
That just seems like it shouldn't be so easy to do.
Hey, those are 2s. I only have 2 bennies left.
If not now, when?
I know, but it's only 10:40, guys. I'm gonna spend 1 more. Oh! Okay,
You
so
crit fail?
Reggie, yeah, no, I didn't crit fail,
Okay.
thankfully. but I got 2 2s, and then I got a 3 and a 2, which is not helping anybody except for you guys.
You can plead to our audience.
Guys, if you could just give me one more Benny, just a single more Benny. I'm gonna spend my last Benny. I'm gonna spend the last one. This is it. Come on, D&D gods, Savage Worlds gods, powered by the Apocalypse gods, whoever's listening. Okay, so I got like a 7, which isn't great. That's just 1 wound. So now he's got 2 wounds, if I am remembering correctly, and he's looking at you guys.
Shaken, by the way.
And he's shaken. You guys can see, like, he's starting to kind of, like, where you've hit him, Reggie, it's starting to kind of wear away. You can see like whole parts of that area kind of turning into dust and like fading away as you guys look on. AJ, it's your turn.
Okay. AJ is in full rage mode. Another adult has been like preying on people who can't fight for themselves, and is now going after her friend who thinks nobody's gonna miss her if she's gone. So AJ has lost all sense of self-preservation, is full sprinting, and is gonna jump on the dude's back. And I want to use do a double action and stab it twice with my tiny little knife.
All right.
I have no fighting skill.
Wild attack.
You can wild attack, and that will negate the negatives that you were at for your multi-attack.
That is actually true, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was gonna be my next question, is how do I wild attack?
So what's your fighting die?
None. I have none. I have none.
Unskilled?
Fighting.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you'll still be
D4
at,
-2.
Yeah, you'll still be at a -2 for that.
That's fine.
But
you do have your standard D6, which does not
Correct.
have a penalty to it.
Right.
Correct.
I have a
Don't-
ton of bennies to
yeah.
burn. So I'm.
And they're
so I
both
roll a-
separate attacks, of course. As
Yeah,
well.
yeah, for sure.
Yep.
So the first one I don't have a -2 on because of my wild attack.
you're
Wild
at
attack
-2.
applies all around.
Right, it applies all around. For the multi-action, you're at -2 to both, but because you have your wild attack, that cancels that out. So you're only at the -2 because you don't have fighting. It's unskilled.
Cool. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay. So. I'm gonna use a Benny. Sorry, there's a lot of math.
It's okay.
Okay. I'm gonna use another one.
Okay. You can kind of see him. He looks almost woozy, but he's snapping his teeth in everyone's direction, looking kind of like wild-eyed, like he doesn't quite know what he's gonna do next.
$13.
13. Okay.
13.
Wow. Okay, that's a hit with a raise. Do you want to roll your second attack, or should we resolve this first one first?
I'll roll my second one, and then we can do all damage. Yeah.
Is that good,
how
Todd?
Do the first one.
Do the first
Do your
one. Okay.
damage. Do your damage.
Let's
So I have
do
a
it.
D4 and 2D6 because I got a raise.
Yes.
All right. Nine.
Is that with your +2?
11.
11 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is going to be 1 wound. Go ahead and roll your second.
Okay. I have to switch dice because I don't trust that die anymore.
Dice jail.
I'm gonna use a Benny.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot a D4, so I'm just rolling it on my phone.
That's fine.
You can do it in Foundry too.
I couldn't I? That would make sense. I got a 7 to hit.
7 to hit. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is going to hit, but not with a raise.
Right. So now it's just 1d6.
Was that with your +2?
Yeah, that was with my +2.
Cool.
Now it's just a D6 and a D4.
Mm-hmm.
3.
3?
Yeah.
Benny damage.
Satisfied?
Oh, I can Benny damage?
Yeah.
Sure can.
I'm
This is
spending my
Savage
last
Worlds.
Absolutely.
And there's group bennies.
And I spend a group Benny.
Yes, you may.
I am rolling
8.
like me, and like me is bad. 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're giving this creature an additional wound.
Okay.
You hear him kind of writhe underneath you, like you jump on his back, and like your hands kind of like enter, like your fingertips kind of enter the flesh, like as you're kind of hanging on to him as you're stabbing at him. The first one, you definitely get him, like you get him good, and you hear him like shriek "Wah!" in pain. But the second one, you hit, and it like kind of glances off his like spine, kind of like off of his bones, and you can kind of feel it, like feel your knife kind of digging in, and it just sort of like shifts off. So you still get like a nice chunk out of him, but unfortunately that second one doesn't do much. But you see him, he's like bleeding this like black ichor all over the floor. It's getting on you. You guys, like if you start looking around, you guys are all kind of covered in like this creature's like bodily fluids. As he screams, he tries to throw you off, and you see him kind of like moving his shoulders back and forth, trying to like buck and get you off of him.
And I think I'm just like whispering in his ear, like, "You're a freaking coward. You're such a loser. You're going after people who won't notice. People won't notice they're missing. How lame is that? You're just scared of everyone." And I'm just like, just a diatribe of awful words at this monster.
So you can feel him. The more that you say these things to him, the more that you like are whispering in his ear, "You're a loser. You're nothing. We're not scared of you." The more that you say that, he starts to shrink and shrink and shrink. You guys start seeing him kind of shrink. He looks at you guys. Does anybody have anything else that they want to say to him?
Yeah. You want to go next round?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, I'm at the bottom. All right.
Man.
I'm
Spending
gonna.
a Benny?
I'm gonna. Yeah. Come on. Oh my gosh. 3 of spades to a 4 of spades. I'm gonna spend one more.
Okay.
Jack of spades. I will take that. Okay. Anybody else? We got AJ on top, then myself, then Lisa, Freckles, and then Reggie.
If I spend a Benny to get a different card and it's worse, can I keep the other card?
Yes.
Okay, I'll try it.
I mean,
What if I get a Joker?
yeah. That's,
Uh-oh.
Yep, you certainly can try for that. So
How many group minis do we have right now?
we're at 8. Lisa, 5 of spades is your new card.
That's worse, right?
Yep.
I don't want it.
Okay. Stick with your 10 of diamonds.
Yeah.
Okay. Reggie,
Can I use a group one? Are we good?
you absolutely can.
Yeah, can I use a group one, please?
Queen of diamonds. Good pull.
Nicely done.
Okay. All right.
So, AJ, you're up first. You're still on his back.
I think I'm just. I know that my fight, like I think I'm just yelling to everyone, like, insult him. He's so lame, and trying to like bolster everyone. So I wanna ally support. I think I want to ally support Lisa because Lisa and I have fought the most, and I want to like look over and do. You can insult this adult. This adult sucks butts. I don't know what I would roll to do ally support there.
So
Roll,
I think
roll
for
for
this one,
sucks butt.
yeah, I think rolling for sucks butt is either intimidation or persuasion. But because you're targeting Lisa, I would say persuasion,
Yeah.
giving her that kind of like boost of confidence that she can, break the rules just this once.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Can I use a group Benny?
Yeah.
Yes.
Eight.
8.
Yes.
Very nice. So Lisa, when it comes around to your turn, you've got +2 to do whatever it is that you want.
Awesome.
Next up, Queen of Diamonds, we've got Reggie. Reggie, what are you up to right now? You can see this thing, like AJ is like riding it like a horse or something like that. It's like kind of like trying to buck her off, and like you can see it, like its arms, it's like long arms, it's trying to kind of reach behind and grab at her, but its arms aren't quite as long as they were before. They're still spindly and weird, but he's having a hard time, like right where they are, right where AJ is, like they just can't make the connection. And you can see him like flailing around, trying in vain to get them off.
Reggie's feeling still scared, but so also very angry in this moment. And she just says to him before she hits him again, "You're never going to do this to anybody else," and just wants to swing at one of his arms that's reaching for AJ.
Okay, go for it.
So probably would have gang up bonus there.
I was just about to say that's a gang up bonus.
What is that? That sounds
That
fun.
means you get a +1 because AJ is also there with you.
Sweet. All right, where's my fighting? That's an 8, right? Yeah. Oh, +1, and that's 8.
8. Very nice. Okay. So that is a hit, not with a raise to hit him. If you want to use another Benny, you can, or you can just let this ride. He's got 3 wounds out of 4. So the 4th wound, that's usually it.
I'm gonna let this ride.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
So this is just a strength plus a d6 without the extra d6, correct?
Yes.
Wreck his day, Reggie!
Eight.
Reggie, how do you take this thing out?
I want to deliver my line.
Deliver your line before I hit him.
I will. Go ahead.
I think Reggie's probably angry crying, but not realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
As she says, no one's ever gonna go missing like this again. And she just, I guess, swings into his arm, but you said earlier that AJ's fingers kind of like went into his back, so I'm assuming his body has a little bit of give.
Correct.
Pushes into his arm, just keeps pushing the bat into his torso until it collapses.
So, Reggie, this is the moment that you've been waiting for your entire life. As a jock, whenever you're in softball, whenever you're doing your sports, right, whenever you're swimming, you always aim to be the best. And for some reason, you've always kind of just like been second or third. Like you've never just been number 1. And in this moment, all of that rage, all of that anger, all of that disappointment just comes through. And you're able to push that bat, power it through, right through him. You cut right through this thing. And like, AJ, you kind of go sliding to the floor as it rears back. And you can see like the front half of it just kind of caves in on itself as he's just like screaming and screaming. This howl is coming out of his mouth. And it like the glass above you guys shatters and breaks and rains glass down in the middle right over the console as he just kind of like looks around, and you can see like the front end of him looks up at you guys as like you see kind of his skin start to like bubble and like pop, and like all this agitation happens on the surface of his skin, and then it kind of turns dark and you see it start to kind of fade into a dust, a fine dust across the floor.
As he's fading away, I just look at him and I say, "Yes, monsters are real, but you can't even beat 4 little kids. You're no monster. You're no monster at all. You're not real."
And as Benji says that, emboldened by what AJ said to Lisa, Lisa kind of steals up her courage, and you can almost see yourself choking on the words as she looks at him and says, at this creature that's fading away, and says, "Yeah, you suck." And she like looks around really quickly to see if anyone heard that.
You guys can see like as he's fading away, the last piece of him on the floor to fade is his arm. And he looks like the arm is trying to reach out. It's struggling to get closer and closer. And you can see it point over at you and then at Benji as it kind of bursts into a mote of dust. As you guys kind of like take a minute, you look around.
My goodness.
Yeah. Time for a deep breath. Shake it out.
Reggie. AJ. Lisa.
AJ like scrambles up from the floor and grabs Reggie in the biggest hug and like can't lift her up, but like
Reggie's
tries.
Sobbing.
Come over and like join them too. Maybe like go over to Lisa, grab her, pull in, everyone group hug.
Lisa
For
awkwardly
sure.
is not used to being invited into things like this, and so she just kind of like at first stands there awkwardly with her arms pinned at her sides, and then she kind of awkwardly brings them up and hugs everyone.
As you guys are sharing this really touching and beautiful moment, you guys hear the door pop open. And as it kind of opens up, you see Mr. Jingles there, but he's like burning up in a similar manner to Freckles. And you can see his eyes kind of look nervous. And he opens his mouth just before like it rises up to consume his entire face. And he says, "It almost worked." And then it goes, poof.
Oh my god.
So you guys are able to kind of shake it off after a couple of seconds. No one really comes. Those adults are long gone. You guys walk down the hallway and up the little stairwell. It spits you out up on the top of the pier. Yes,
Can I interject one thing?
please.
I think before we leave, AJ's like, wait. Everyone come here. And AJ's gonna try and gather them around the spot where all the dust from the monster is
Mhm.
and pull out the Polaroid that their foster sister told her to take pictures of like memories because she's about to go into high school.
Okay.
And she's gonna take a picture of everyone bloody and gory and gross around this dust pile. And that's the
Excellent.
first Polaroid she takes of friends.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So you shake it on your way up those stairs. You guys get to the top. Some time has passed. There's even fewer people here. The amusement pier is closing down. You can see it's like maybe 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. You guys look around for your
Lisa,
siblings.
it's really past your bedtime.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're in big trouble.
Yeah.
My mom's gonna kill me now.
We're fine. We're still technically supposed to be having a sleepover.
I never called my foster dads. They're gonna be so mad at me.
So you guys start looking around or whatever. You don't see anybody. You head back to Reggie's. AJ, it's way too late to call your dads at this point.
So
Like it's
late.
way too late. They'll know something is up. So you decide just to go to bed. The next morning, you guys like wake up, still buzzing from the night before. The air smells a little fresher. The grass looks a little greener outside. You guys play, whiling the day away. You're at the skate park, having a good time with your friends. You check in with Davey. He's already told everybody, you guys are just it. Like the coolest kids around. The next time that you guys walk up to the pier, even the big kids are like, "What's up?" They don't know quite what you did. They just know that whatever it is really changed things and that you guys saved summer. You guys are the heroes of the summer season. And everywhere you guys go, you guys get free hot dogs from the hot dog stand. You guys get, free comics from the comic book shop, from Plutonium Comics. You guys get to play as much skee ball as you want, take all the tickets to the register. The rest of that summer, it's really going to be the best summer ever, just like you thought. And as we close, we're in AJ's room. Cassie's there with you. She lets you know. Yes.
One thing, I would like, if just at the pier once, I would like to give Elle Brett's book because that drawing of her was in the back, and I want
That's
her to
beautiful.
have that.
That's wonderful. Yes. So when you give that to her, she goes very, very quiet, very, very silent. And you can kind of see the tears kind of well up in her eyes. And as she looks at you, she actually lets some of them fall and she pulls you in for a huge hug and just doesn't let go for like a few minutes. You're just like holding her and you can feel like she's trying not to cry, but her shoulders are moving. You know exactly what that's like. That's exactly how you get. And she asks you to come back in the summertime. She sees that you have your skateboard with you and she's like, hey, we're going to go out together. We're going to like really just like kick it. Your brother's cool, but like you could use a big sis. It kind of gives you the thumbs up. AJ,
Noticed me.
AJ, you're back with your sister. You've been able to kind of hang out with Benji as much as you want. His parents didn't even notice that anything was messed up or untoward. They didn't call until the next morning. You guys still see each other every day. Lisa, your parents didn't hear from you and were surprised. And they seem a little bit more interested in what you're doing. Your mom is like washing your clothes and sees that they're just like covered in like muck and gross gunk and stuff and is a little impressed with you. Now when you go out, she's like, hey, what are you getting up to tonight? And wants to know all about your day. Your dad's still, a little quiet. he's always been a man of few words, but your mom takes a much more active role, seeing you kind of open up and have these friends and, you know, have your own life. And AJ, you're in your room, you're sitting on the bed next to Cassie. She basically tells you that she told your dads that you were fine. She had talked to you at midnight. She saved your bacon because she loves you. And she tells you that the next time that you have shenanigans, just to clue her in, and then has you kind of like keep an eye for her the next time she goes out. And you can feel that this is like what sisters really do, you know? Like, this is really a good relationship. And you finally find your place in a family that accepts you. And as we kind of close, the camera pans across your room and over to your desk. And sitting there in the corkboard right next to your window is that really beautiful Polaroid picture. And underneath, written in marker, it says Monster Hunters Club, 1985.
Oh.
The end.
Ah! Candace, my heart.
Yeah.
Cute.
Thank you so much, guys. You
Oh my
are
God.
amazing. Thank you to
Thank
my
you,
audience.
Candace.
Phenomenal.
So good.
Wow.
Damn. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So cute.
Alrighty. Bounce House, thank you for being along with us. That was amazing. Amazing. So, all right. Let's say hello to our wonderful cast one more time. And then after that, we will draw for the giveaway. Go ahead, exclamation point MHC in the chat. Get in. There's not very many entries. We have 3 copies to give away, so you have very good odds. So if you haven't, get in there. It's a digital copy of Monster Hunters Club for Savage Worlds. You want to be there. So, and hopefully you are still around if you've already entered. So, anyway, let's say hello again to our wonderful people. I'm going to go down to the end. Allison, say hello. Tell us who you are and what you got going on.
Man, I'm like still processing. I feel very emotional. Hi, I'm Allison. I'm Insight Checked on Twitch and YouTube and all the other fun places. I am a TTRPG streamer. So we do rotating systems, rotating casts, rotating GMs. It's a lot of chaos and a lot of fun. So if you want to see systems like Savage Worlds, Powered by the Apocalypse, other random indie games that are created by amazing folks on the internet, come on by and we'd love to hang out with you. Coming up, we have a guest GM coming over next Friday, and I'm also going to be in the 80s. So it's going to be in the Tales from the Loop system, the 80s that never was.
Real
Zeal's
good system,
Daddy
yeah.
will be running
I've
that.
played that game so long.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
have to check it out.
super stoked. It should be fun. And coming up after that, TBD. So if you have an idea, you want to collaborate, reach out. I'm very open to that. Thank you all for having me. It has been an absolute pleasure. Like I said, I'm still super emotional. So it's been a joy. Candace, you're an amazing GM. Thank you for having me at your table. Todd, thank you for having me on your channel. Always such a good time. And fellow cast, you are amazing. You're just so great to play with. So thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being here. Fantastic. All right. Allegra, say hello.
Hey, I'm Allegra. I'm on Twitter at LegoM2RS. You can usually find me causing mischief with mayhem with Mayday. Mayday roleplay. We are finishing out our arc, our second arc of Doom to Repeat, our Delta Green actual play podcast on Sunday, on May Day. It's a very silly joke that we got very excited about. So we're finishing that out. Tomorrow we are playing Orpheus. We're getting close to the end of our season on that one too. We play TTRPGs. We're all friends. We're all chaotic. It's a good time. Yeah, God, this was the first game of Savage World I've ever played, and it was the best intro ever. This was
Only down
so
from
wonderful.
here. Sorry.
I'm in it now. Like, I want to play Savage Worlds more now.
Yes, play
Candace,
Savage
thank you so
Worlds.
much for this
System.
beautiful game. You three, this was the best. I love your characters. I love playing with you. Thank you. Just thank you. This was wonderful.
Thank you. For
Thank
real.
you.
Appreciate it so very much. Danny, say hello.
Hi, I'm Danny B. I am at Inked Tink on Twitter, just posting random D&D thoughts of what things I should throw in my games and at my players. It's always a good time, always a really random time there. You can also find me on YouTube at Dancing Dice Theater. We are a newer channel and we play newer systems to introduce them to people. We do have guest GMs almost every time, so we're all learning at the same time. It's a delight, and it's also always chaotic. So if you're interested in that, come take a look at it. This game has been so much fun. I kind of vaguely knew the system when it started, but this system is fantastic and I would love to play in this kind of system again. It was so great. But this story, Candace, my God, so great. This table was amazing. Todd, thank you so much for having me at your table.
Absolutely.
This has been the best. All of you are fantastic and I hope we get to do this again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We shall see, yes. Candace, go ahead and say hello.
Everybody, I have been your GM, Candace the Magnificent. Thank you so much for being here with me. This has been amazing. We have had the best time, apparently. I'm glad that this isn't just one-sided. Thank you so much to this incredible cast. You guys have kept this so interesting, so lively. Like, it's been hard for me to GM because I'm so wrapped up in what's happening with you guys. Like, it has been juicy. It has been just exceptional. And I really, really love all of your RP. Just fantastic. Chef's kiss. Big thank you to Todd for having me and hosting me here. I am very, very flattered that he even asked me and considered and set this all up. This has been such a blast. I was nervous and I'm just really appreciative for your creative partnership. Thank you to the audience for being here, especially those of you who've seen all 3 episodes, or if you're watching VOD, hello. Thank you so much. Please tell your friends. And you can find me at, let's see, a selection of places. You can find me on the Barely Bookish podcast. Take a look, and on Spotify for the Barely Bookish podcast, doing an analysis of Octavia Butler's classic sci-fi book, Kindred. You can find me doing some voiceover work on the Dungeon Jedi Masters Theater channel. So if you look up Spotify Dungeon Jedi Masters, there's some scattered choices that I've been on, and I believe that there might also be something else coming up for Vagrant, unless it's already out.
Not yet.
Okay. And then I'm sorry if that was a secret.
No, it's fine.
And then you guys can also find me in Valor Studios. We are going to be doing a really cool Savage Worlds homebrew by the Hugo Award-winning artist Cheyenne Wright, who is actually going to be our GM for that. So stay tuned for some details. You can follow me on Twitter at @ThatCandaceGirl for details and updates there. It is a steampunk kind of space adventure type of situation. And then you can find me on Instagram and on YouTube at Candace the Magnificent, all one word. That's Candace with an A. If you are interested in cool makeup pictures, Lego streams, and so a nice selection of ice cream videos that are bougie, please come and visit me. There'll be new ones up soon. Thank you again.
Candace, thank you so much. You did fantastic. I had no qualms about your ability at doing this, and from the get-go, knocked it out of the park. Thank you. I have been Todd Moonbounce as Benji, your host here. Thank you everyone for Bounce House for showing up. Every episode we had great viewings all around, great support through donations and subs and all that stuff. Super fantastic. To the cast, thank you. I've played with Allison before. I know that she's a rock star. Allegra and Danny, knocked it out of the park as well. It's fantastic to have new players to the table. And, when we did our session 0, chemistry was instantly there amongst us.
Right away.
And it's just fantastic. So, yes, I look forward to future projects for sure. For me, this Sunday with Candace and the rest of the Dead Planet cast, we will be on Tales from the Tavern on Gamer Mom Luna's channel. So be sure to check us out there at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where we're just going to talk about TTRPGs. So, and that is an audience-fueled a program for questions. So hop over and ask us questions there. And then on Wednesday, the 4th, May the 4th, I will be starting my 3-part Star Wars 5e mini-series, Hut Space Adventures. So that's going to be running Wednesdays through the first 3 Wednesdays in May here, so check that out. And then I think that's it for the Horizon. We'll have some stuff later on, though, coming soon. So keep an eye out. Just once again, Bounce House, thank you so very much. And I will say that perhaps later this year, we'll see you for some other tricks and treats. Bye-bye.
Night.
Hi, everybody. Hang on, I'm back. Hang on. You guys there? I just realized I didn't do the giveaway.
I was muted and I wanted to say something.
Okay, so hopefully, chat, you're all there.
What a fake out.
Okay, so
We're back.
all right. We have 3 entries. We have 3 entries, so you 3 are winning, so I could have hit you up anyway. So, but let's close those. Draw these winners. All right.
T is in the chat like, guys.
Rick Stevens, you are number 1.
Ooh.
Full Rubber Ducky, number 2, and
Ah.
John Doom.
Woo.
So, I believe you all are still here. 1, I see 1. I see 2. Yes. So, I will connect with each of you. I know where most of you are. Rick, hit me up on Twitter. So this will be I need an email. And if you have an email connected to your Drive-Thru RPG account, that's the one we'll use. So I'll be in touch with you 3, and you can get a copy of this fantastic system. So this is a setting. You do need the Savage Worlds core rules there, but fantastic either way. So congrats to you 3. All right, now we can head out. Thank you so much again, everyone.
For real this time.
For real this time. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.